Don't have tear prevention.
I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Other than get you some tissues.
Oh, I have tissues. But that's not prevention, that's treatment.
Just have a breakdown right now, and then you won't be able to cry later.
I don't believe that that's how it works, but okay.
You should give it a try. I tried it, it hasn't worked yet, but that's all I know.
But you have hope that one day it will work.
Just have a breakdown before a big emotional moment, and then you just won't cry.
Sure.
As much.
Sure.
Right.
I don't believe that that's true.
That's
but
not
okay.
how that works, but
No, not at all. You cry now, you just get all the tears out so that you don't have anything left in the tank.
There you go.
Right? I think that's how that works.
That is sure, yes.
I don't think so, but I mean, I'll take your word for it. And it has gotten ominously quiet.
Because Ven's mic is not working apparently. Oh no.
Oh yeah.
That's not good. That's not what's happening.
It was the wrong plug-in. God damn.
Did you turn it off and on again? Did you plug it in correctly?
This is what happens
at all.
when someone's tired and they try to do shit.
What happened?
Ben plugged her mic into the wrong thing.
Wrong hole.
That is hilarious.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello. She found the right hole.
I did it. I was like plugging in my camera and I didn't realize it. I was like, so bad.
I would expect nothing less from you.
I know. It seems typical.
It is par for the course for you, so I'm like, oh, well,
Yes.
yeah, fair.
At least it only took me about 2 seconds to figure it out as opposed to
Half an hour.
This technology stuff just
oh,
move.
Okay.
it's rough out there.
It is.
The
It's real
Emotional trauma team. Have we got the emotional trauma team ready?
Oh wait, I gotta find.
As
Biggest
ready as we can be.
Guys, should we do a new cry tally or
Yes.
continue?
I say let's do a new one because it's a new episode.
A new one. Okay.
Yeah. New
I
I
cry
think you are
tally.
ready for the emotional trauma that I will give you all.
Shut up, you're dead.
Oh, right.
I'm just gonna imagine from now on that this guy doesn't
That
understand
means
that he's
I'm
dead.
more powerful than you ever can imagine.
Here, hold this cup.
Oh,
Strike
no.
me down. I shall become more powerful.
He keeps like coming into Fenn's apartment and be like, "Join me, Fenn." And Fenn's like, "You're dead. I just how
I
do you
want
I
you
started
to
to
die."
explain this to you.
Yeah,
Just
the
every time
afterlife
I
is
walk around,
really,
knocks cups off
really
the counters all the
boring.
time.
You didn't make my pancakes this morning, Ven.
Bitch, you
Turns into a
did.
fucking
Eat them.
Yeah.
The afterlife is really boring.
Yeah.
What if I
The afterlife is
pancakes?
boring.
Would that make forced pancakes?
Can you turn on the TV?
You've been out
Sure,
of
what
there.
channel?
I don't
Discovery?
want anything.
Sure.
Right.
Where's my couch on fire?
I mean, I know you're
tried
not into
to
the
talk to
anime.
I love it.
You can watch a documentary about whales or something boring.
Space
Oh, those
whale.
are the best whale wars? Oh my goodness. I wish they created a season 3. I'm waiting for it.
Don't put on Whale Wars. Put on The Dangerous Catch.
Been
You
trying
know,
to, like,
look,
write this
it's out
cry
there,
tally.
Ben, but
Yeah.
Squid Games, you might just like it. It's really up my alley.
Squid Game.
Look it up. It's actually good.
Oh my
Anyways.
god.
Hey, Angie, question. Did my raid go through?
Yeah, it did. In
It
fact,
did?
go
Okay.
through. Yes.
Go. Just
Thank
wanted to
you.
make-
Welcome, Raiders!
Thank you. I appreciate that.
From the silent stream.
Actually, they're from
Hi.
Las Vegas. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
Fuck off.
I mean, there's a special place in my heart for Las Vegas. Just saying.
I know.
Las Vegas Raiders.
I will eventually experience it.
Yes.
Las Vegas Raiders sounds like a faction in Fallout.
It does.
Oh, those.
Yeah, it does.
To be fair, that would be the faction that I joined.
Makes sense.
I'll
Yeah.
just see that.
Okay.
Perfect. Awesome. We got the cry tally up and running in the Discord. Everything's live.
boy.
We are good to go. So, guys, let's
Now
go
recording.
ahead. There it
Is
is.
it character cry tally or
We can add characters if you like. I'm starting off with us.
That's
And
the
if
plan.
Us, the
you're like,
players.
my character's crying, I'll add the name.
There you
If
go.
you're like, this NPC is also crying, I'll add the name. Just
There you go.
we need to go ahead and put a mirror on there and then raise the number of crying to like 3,000 because
Oh, Jesus. Already.
she's gonna
I
cry
can't even
the whole time.
There it is. Thank you. Thank you, Rach.
anytime.
All right. Well, let's get into the epilogue of the Adventures of the Peachy Keen.
Da, da, da.
It has been 5 years since the fall of Asidus. The galaxy is still healing from the damage done by the Sith and his crazed hybrids, all of whom have been wiped out, save for one. The Republic and Sith have agreed to a long-term truce because the work of Asidus had drained both sides of resources, so they needed that time to recuperate. As such, there's been peace in the galaxy. A true, honest peace. Although to some,
Can there ever be peace with Fury
I
in the
mean-
universe?
Chaos.
yeah, always chaos.
He's very going through an emo phase now.
Right. Although to some, 5 years is not a lot of time, but to others, it can be long and quiet. The crew of the Peachy Keen was formally recognized 5 years ago by both the Senate and the Jedi Council for their actions and commended with honors for the sacrifices that they had endured in the name of stopping a large and powerful threat to the galaxy. However, there was little time to actually celebrate. So today, on the 5th anniversary of the ending of Sai's terrible reign, the crew of the Peachy Keen had been welcomed back to Coruscant from all the corners of the galaxy that they had been in to appropriately celebrate and have a special gift presented to the crew on behalf of the Galactic Senate, the Jedi Council, and even the Sith. As such, you all have come together on Coruscant. Some of you haven't seen each other in a couple of years. Others you have been in close contact with. But it has been a long 5 years as you guys have gathered. And as such, let's go through the list and see what everyone has been up to for the last 5 years. Starting from the top. So Del, what has Del been doing the last 5 years?
What has he been doing?
Well, you see, Dell has been very, very busy with the upbringing of not one, not two, but three very powerful force users as children. You can imagine the new bruises that he'll be turning up with. Those are not battle scars. They simply had a tantrum and threw Lego at him at Mach speed. But yes, Dell did.
I could see that happening.
Dell has been bringing up the 3 children as he had promised, and he has also sealed the deal with the Sith captain around 2 years prior to the reunion. And there are two special guests that will be joining him at the reunion. People he would love for the group to meet. And yeah, I will not spoil it past that point.
Mysterious.
Very mysterious. Alright, so that was Dell up to some bullshit and fuckery.
Also,
Io!
Del is now,
Always.
sorry, just to say, Del is now 51 years old.
He is. Yeah.
Wow.
I know,
He's an
right?
old fart.
He's old.
He old. Okay.
Oh, it's Io's
Io.
turn. Okay.
Yeah, it is Io's turn. What has Io been up to the last 5 years?
Well, after
You got lost in
kicking
event.
Viri out. True. After kicking Viri out at whatever planet it was she wanted to ride to, he went off back to Kashyyyk because he had some revenge to enact. And so he spent 3 years gathering the underbelly of the forest, killing basically every Tyranid attack he came across. He was kind of on a warpath. Probably earned himself a good name of amongst all the Wookiees and whatnot.
Scary, stabby
He
man.
got to-
Extinction level
Basically.
events.
But after 3 years, he finally found the one responsible for killing Reeve, and he murdered that fucker. Completely dismembered it.
I mean, yay
It
to
was a very
vengeance, not
cathartic
yay
release
to
for
murder.
him.
Yay to vengeance, not yay
You
to
don't think
murder.
I was cheering on the murder?
I'm cheering on
It
the
was a
murder.
very, very cathartic moment for him. Probably very dramatic fight in a thunderstorm. Like, I'm pretty sure there's lots of
Ooh.
rainstorms on that planet.
Kashyyyk?
And then I should actually. And anyway, so then after that, he's like, "Well, I guess I could return to society now." So
Just stops for gas. Someone's like, "Oh my god, what is that smell?"
he may have kept
Io
cleaned and
comes
kept the
walking
skull of the
out of-
Tyrantic as a trophy. You go on the
I can-
Peachy key now. There's
I
just
can
the
just-
skull in the back.
I can picture Io like walking out of the forest, like he's been a hermit for the last few years. Everyone's just looking at him like, what in the world is that?
Yep.
Why do I just feel like it's just kind of like a predator kind of trophy situation?
Yeah, he may have walked out hauling his head behind him.
Full grown beard,
about right.
looking like freaking Tom Hanks from
He
Passed
would have kept-
Away.
He'd have kept his beard in check because he would have gotten annoyed by it.
That's fair.
But his hair is just very rough cut. So then he spent the next 2 years hanging out, getting to know his new little niece and nephew, regaling them with stories of his adventures. Whether
Sounds
or not
alright.
he
Sounds
toned them
alright.
down to PG versions is another question.
Told you, Io, no guts and gore yet.
He's like, what? It doesn't hurt though.
Doesn't
It's
hurt.
fine.
See that? See their faces? That's trauma.
What do you mean no
But
guts
yeah,
and
he's
gore?
been-
That's what makes stories great.
Jesus.
He's been sort of slowly coming out of his grief now that he's had his revenge. He's a lot happier.
Aw.
Yay.
And he did buy a home on Rishi, so now he lives on Rishi.
Nice.
The
He
little
can
summer
obviously
home
own
that
more.
he and Reef
Pod
had
racing
thought
champion.
about.
Oh
Yeah.
god,
yeah.
yeah. Of course he's
Nice.
a racing champion.
And he's blind. So I'm sure that pisses
Got
off
a
a lot of people.
reputation to uphold.
I love it.
So yeah, it was his 5 years.
Fabulous. And what has Mira been up to the last 5 years?
Oh, Mira? Well, not much. I moved to Naboo, and like I don't stay on Naboo the whole time, but I did start a pretty nice little like a fashion line here. So that's why Naboo's fashion is so much higher than like everywhere else in the galaxy, because Mira is here.
Yes, here.
Because I am.
Mira is here, so that's why Naboo fashion is the peak of civilization, really.
I mean, you guys saw that in Attack of the Clones. They call it the Miralin fashion design, right?
Exactly.
Right,
Style.
yeah. That's totally true. 100%. I didn't forget about that at all. But outside of that, on some of the trips where Mira would leave from Naboo and go, like see other people or whatnot, well, on some of those trips, she went to the Jedi Temple because she wanted to continue to train with Ben. Not as a Jedi, because she's not a Jedi, but she wanted to continue to like meditate with Ben and figure out what this like weird relationship of her not like really existing in the Force, but existing in the Force at the same time is really weird. Don't know how to explain that.
Still doesn't 5 years later, but
Yeah, it still doesn't. 5 years later. But she wanted to do that, learn more about it. At the same time, while she was there, she reorganized like the entire Jedi archives and made them like what you see in the movies now. Like it's so much better now. The cataloging system and everything that the Jedi were using beforehand was just so outdated and just it was bad. Right.
So Mira's responsible for the fact that it looks so nice now. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Yes.
pretty much.
Yeah.
GUI decibel system, everything.
100%.
It 100% Mira. Yep. So there was that. Mira did keep her shadow broker business running in the background.
She did.
So that's still going on. She'll eventually get an apprentice. It's not yet. Somebody else will take over the shadow broker business and whatnot. But she hasn't found someone that'll fit that bill just yet, and she's not quite ready to give it up. Now, she will find information for people on pretty much anyone in the galaxy if they can pay. Not that she needs more money, but Mira, of all people, does not need more money. But that being said, she does not charge any of the members of the Peachy Keen for any information on anyone that they want. Yeah, no, that's not going to happen.
Discount,
Mira's
hell yeah.
there for her friends.
There's also
and
a
then-
little bit of headcanon that Abiri gets an allowance from Mira every so often.
Yeah,
So, I was curious if that's true or not.
that
The
that
DM
is
allows it.
100% there.
Awesome. Okay, because Biri's been living it quite up, so I just wanted to make sure.
It's been a lie this whole time.
She's in like thousands and thousands of debt.
Nah, Viri's dads seem to disappear pretty often.
Every time.
Don't know what that's about, but
Biri's
yeah.
like Quillic, where they just doesn't understand tabs.
Oh my god.
And then a little bit off from Mira, but still associated with Mira, the private droid army that she had made and everything, they still do free slaves any chance
Hey.
that they get.
Nice.
And she has a planet that she has like put all that stuff on. Like she's built up infrastructure on it. And it's like that's where everybody that she rescues goes to start a new life and have a place where they know that they're going to be safe. So her droid army, I guess you could say. Her droid hit squad, maybe. It's not a full blown army. Droid hit squad. We'll go with hit squad.
That's a nice title. Yeah.
Yeah. They've kind of gathered a little bit of a reputation starting now in the underworld. And, yep, it's a whole thing. That's Mira.
Very cool.
I love
That's
it.
what she's been doing.
Love it. Sev, buddy old pal, what you been up to?
So he's been back and forth from Coruscant with his duties of essentially running the military. From that, between helping Beery with some of her things, and hanging out with Ven a lot more. He helped Beery and Ven specifically for something very important. About a year. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong on that one. About a year prior to this?
Yeah.
Okay. And after that, yeah, just been business as usual.
Living the military
Our
life.
routine.
Pretty much, yeah.
Did he ever buy a bed?
That is a valid question.
Some information came out that a year after he was sleeping in a bedroll in his apartment. So
He may or may not have gotten a bed. That is yet
With
to be
a
discovered.
folding coffee table and
Oh no, 100%.
I mean,
like
the
there's
be-
the ultimate
The-
bachelor's pad kind of.
the only thing that's furnished, like properly furnished, is the kitchen.
You know
We'll
what?
just say a
I
really
love it.
nice hammock showed up there one day, though.
here we go.
There might be some extra
I mean-
holes because Severi didn't know how to find the studs, but
It works.
Oh,
At least
Jesus.
the bedroll is more advanced than just lying in a vent, so you know.
There you go.
I mean,
Still
yeah.
more comfortable than Io.
Yeah.
We got Io, and then we got Seb, and then we got everyone else.
Everyone else.
Severi sitting in like the most lush bed made in the universe.
Of course, because it's serious.
Boy.
It's what you do. All right, so that is, of course, our wonderful Sev. Ven, what have you been up to?
Wow.
Bum, bum, bum.
Dun, dun, dun.
The real question.
The real questions. No,
Man.
so then, understandably so, really had a rough time, especially the first couple years. There was a lot to work through, especially with how things ended with Sai, and she had just a lot of guilt she was wrestling with, and things like that. So she tended to be very secluded. She wouldn't talk to anyone aside from work for months at a time. Occasionally would pop in to check on people. And that was kind of maybe the first couple years was like that a little more, especially the first year, I'd say. But during that time, she did bury herself in work. She really worked hard with her and Liara kind of helping guide the council into better ways to deal with emotions within the order and relationships, and teaching people how to balance that within your ability in the Force and not, fall to the dark side type of thing. And also really working hard to get rid of the practices of taking kids away from their families. Yes?
I'm sorry, my head went because you're like, and she worked really hard to get rid of, and then in my head I just heard Beery, and
And so he blurts
Really
it.
not period.
Theory.
So about a 6 months to a year in, that was when Sev and Veery started kind of interacting more with each other, and they were kind of able to all, I'd say, help pull each other out of the depression and stuff that they had suffered from how things ended. And yeah, Sev and Veery especially were really instrumental for Ven. And I think the three of them sort of became like their own little unit since they all lived in Coruscant on and off. They would go on missions together. I like to imagine Mira helped out a lot with that as well. Like, if you're saying, especially with free intel, they'd be like, hey, we need to take care of this. Can you do this?
It's like, hey, Mira, we
And,
need
you know,
info on this guy.
Yeah,
I
so I think
gotcha.
Mira was like super instrumental in helping a lot with that. So it kind of ended up being like Ven spent about half her time at the temple in Coruscant and half her time out on the outer rim, just kind of working with Viri.
We're looking
and
for this one
Stephanie was
criminal,
there.
right? I found his Pornhub browser history. Uh,
Lord.
Oh my gosh. I would
just
say
saying.
also the big thing that they worked on that Silent kind of mentioned was Ven had learned before during the campaign, she had learned that Asidas had killed his parents. He'd found them and got upset basically that they gave him away and killed them in a rage. But the siblings he had 3 younger siblings and they had kind of remained. So Ven felt pretty burdened to find them and take care of them. So over the next 3 years, they were spent kind of tracking down where they were and what happened to them. They're currently rescued from some pretty bad slaving fighter arena operation. And they are in the temple now, learning their own force abilities. There's 3 of them. Yeah, and I'd also say, just for context's sake, about a year in, Sev did confess his feelings for Ven, and Ven basically said, I think we have a connection, but I also am a shattered person. So I don't know if I can commit to anything.
Relatable.
And so he was just like, I can wait. And she said, you don't need to. And he's like, well, I'll do it. So they've essentially been existing like, yeah, I'm doing it anyway. So essentially they've been existing like that for the past 4 years as Ven has been working through her many issues. That's it.
Girl has issues.
Girl has
Relatable.
issues. I think too she would be with
To be
all
fair,
of you.
though.
As the years went on, she would be reaching out to everyone in the crew, continuing a relationship with them. I think she'd be pretty active to Del with the kids and helping you with their force things if you ever need it.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. I'm done.
All right. Last
Del,
but not
need help with
least.
kids?
I know, right?
He's like super powered specifically to put up with their shenanigans, right? Like that's why
Sorry, what?
Legion improved him.
Sure.
Yeah, that's true.
And you get free babysitting. You just be like, Legion, babysitting mode, and then Del Legion takes over.
I mean,
I don't know if that's how that works, but
That is
I'm willing to accept it.
Something to look into.
I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah. Oh, sorry, my bad. I forgot to turn off my voice changer. Hi guys.
last but not least, Viri. What have you been up to?
What
the
up,
last 5 years?
bitches?
There it
Oh
is.
boy! Oh boy!
I am going to miss this.
Theory. After the events of the last game, you guys had all gotten a message, kind of like in the terms of her notes, that it was just a lot, and that she needed some time, and so she ended up basically dipping out without saying goodbye to anybody. Mainly because she never wants to say goodbye. She's kind of stayed in contact loosely, but the first 6 months were really like not like texts not returned and calls not returned, and she really kind of went off the radar. I think the only person she said goodbye to was Ben. So yeah, Viri ended up burying herself in. Well, the first thing she did was take Yara's ring back to Arturus, which was extremely difficult and broke her even more.
That
So-
would be a heart wrencher. Oh
Yeah.
boy!
Yeah. So that's kind of what made her, for the sake of explaining like what she was going through. Basically, kind of again put everyone's at arm reach away because she could see now what attachments and relationships, how much they could hurt. So that was kind of what she was bearing herself in, was kind of the mission that her and Yara were supposed to do, were to go out and try and redeem as many Sith as they could and find people that had been on paths like her and Yara where they weren't evil people. They were just people that have had a bad upbringing and didn't feel like they had the choice and got stuck up in the dark side. So eventually she ended up fighting a lot because Sith like to get in your face. So she started gaining her share of scars emotionally and physically. Her hair starts to grow out a bit, a few electrical scars. You know, gotta match Ven, gotta look cool.
Does she continue to change her hair color like every 3 weeks?
No.
That's an important question.
No.
Okay.
She does
Okay,
not.
so then what hair color does she settle on? I really want to know this.
At that time, it was her original white hair and then one bead, which is almost like a Padawan braid, but it's dark black hair with red in memorial of Yara.
Interesting. I like that.
You know, gotta be a little gothic, you know. But yeah, so she did that, and then she ended up basically finding this passion for saving women or just people in bad situations. Ended up kind of freeing a couple people, one named Alyssa, from just bad situations, helping them get back on their feet. And then that's when Ven started reaching out to her and seemingly finding her because she was on the Outer Rim by a series of DoorDash delivery receipts.
Face dash.
That got quite more chaotic and putting people in some danger. So it was Ben that ended up meeting up with her first and kind of having a really good conversation in the cantina. And then there was a lone Mandalorian who was sitting at the cantina that Viri knew Dev and was like, "Hey, buddy, come over and join the conversation." And then both of them found out. Yep. And then both of them found out that the entire cantina and Alyssa were running it, and Viri made the whole cantina disappear. So she had it planned. She kind of, at that point, got lonely and kind of wanted to see people again. So that whole interaction there, like what Silent and were saying, kind of began that healing process of, I think, both for Ven and Viri having lost so much, but still having each other, and then Seb being there and him kind of having a similar background as well with Delta Squad and all that. That kind of started that healing first. After that, she came back to court. To tie in with my other character, Akir, they had went after an ex-Jedi who was abusing the whole going after children who were force sensitive. And I had it where he actually was part of that, shifting some of them over to the slave trade. So they went after him, brought him back. Then she went back to Coruscant with Ven, lived with her for a little bit, and started a program with the temple where she wasn't she never got a Padawan, but she wants to help run this program where children that are older or teenagers that are force sensitive that the Jedi normally wouldn't take in, she helps mentor them in like a catch-up program to help them emotionally balance themselves and then kind of integrate into the Jedi life. But then of course she gets antsy and Ven gets bored of Coruscant and has to get away, so they both run off and do fun missions. So that was the big thing, and she's been constantly doing the Parent Trap ever since that 6-month cantina thing.
Yeah, like Seb is always there somehow.
Yep. Trying to get seven Ven to work. So it was about that year point where she would have started reaching back out to people. About 6 months in, she'd actually start reaching out to Dell again with the kids because she ran away from that responsibility early on. So it was probably about 6 months where she didn't even see the kids. Or if she did, it'd be like drop off and send a gift as like an aunt or something like that. It wasn't a godparent type relationship. But eventually she started helping out with that and being closer. And then it was when we found Sai's sister Val that she really kind of had that Yara relationship back again. And she ended up maturing a lot more as a mentor. So Viri now is a little bit more older and mature, and has kind of grown into her womanhood. Though one of the missions didn't go too well. So she has, in the past year or so, basically stopped any mission or battle work and has been very, like, just taking time to visit all the Peachy Keen members, and then has spent almost all of her time at the back of the temple training Sai's siblings. So, yeah.
Fabulous. Everyone has been up to a lot for the last 5 years. And communication has been kind of here and there, as it does.
I mean, I was basically completely off the grid for like years.
I just disappeared.
I
was like,
owe.
I'm
Yeah.
done with this. I'm dumb.
How old are all our characters in now? Can we go down the line really fast?
Well, we
So
know
I have
that
it in my head.
Dell is 51.
Jill, that was 51.
Let's
Io?
see. Io. Give me a second to
To be
pull up
honest,
his
I actually
bio.
don't know. I just know I just know he's between
34.
Ben and Dell.
34.
Io and Siorn are 34 now.
Gross. Old.
God,
Mira
so
is
young.
now 22.
Oh,
Oh shit.
this is so old.
Is she? I thought she was younger than that.
She turned 17 during the game.
She
Oh,
did.
I thought she was like 14. Okay.
No.
Oh, she
Alright.
was 16.
Gotcha.
She was 16
And then
when
Viri
you met
was
her.
what, 19 when we first started?
Yeah, she was about
Yeah.
So she would have
30.
been 24, 25-ish.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah,
Barry is my age.
Yeah.
Ven is 35, I'd say.
Here's your
36.
walker, Ben.
Oh my
Right.
god, 30s.
Jeez.
30s is not
Just
at all.
saying, I'm old enough
Just
to
joking,
be
she-
all of your parents.
Truth?
I'm old enough to be all your dad. Just saying. Fucking 51, Jesus.
I don't. How old is that? I actually don't know. We never exactly landed on an
I
actual
thought you said
age.
he was like 35 at the campaign, but
Probably.
I was thinking that's
Maybe like
maybe
in his
about
40s.
40 now.
Oh, he'd be
Yeah.
40. Yeah.
Perfect. So yeah, you're all a little older, a little wiser. But you
There's
guys,
just debate on the wiser part of it.
Wiser. Older, yes. Wiser.
I'm being generous. But yes, you guys as a group have been contacted and hailed back to join in a celebration because you guys were not able to properly celebrate 5 years ago. There was still far too much to do. The recognition that you all received collectively was kind of a passing by thing, and then it was quick back out to the fray to finish some pockets of resistance, and then you guys were kind of left to your own devices to heal as necessary. But Layara personally reached out to all of you, informing you all to come back to Coruscant today and to meet on the in the Jedi Council temple, gather up because they had put together an honorary party for you guys as well as a surprise. So at the moment, you all have either collectively in pocket groups or on your own have descended onto Coruscant, and you guys are now gathering for probably the first time in a while as a whole in the
I forgot to say something. I'm so sorry.
you are now all together in the main entryway of the temple, reunited at last as a family once more. A little bit older. Some of you with a few extra companions in tow. But again, after 5 years, the family is reunited.
And was like, no, get out of Discord.
I love when Discord's like, no, you may not.
Can Dill turn up a bit late?
Absolutely.
Is he having baby problems?
Mm.
Screaming children.
I know, right?
I don't know why, but I don't know if you guys have ever seen the movie where Arnold Schwarzenegger had his own kid himself, like Junior.
I remember that.
Well,
Yeah.
imagine Daddy Dale just
I
getting
just
it.
thought that
Like,
was
oh, I'm just gonna have
God.
my own kid then. I don't know
You
why.
go before we left.
Say that again.
Oh man. I was thinking of this movie called Junior, where the guy had his own kid himself, and I don't know why. I was just like, yeah, I can see Daddy Dale doing that. I'd be like, oh, it says his new implant, so I can have my own kid myself.
Oh, well, you're half right. As I just wanted to say, you see, one of the first things you see is a baby stroller. 3 kids walk in with an additional one
Oh.
in a baby stroller. I don't know if this is okay to say, but unless there's right before I keep going on, is there anything, Angie, you want to say? Are you like setting up a scene, or are we allowed to like?
No, you guys have just reunited. You guys knew that each other was going to be here, so you guys have some time to have some role play before you guys
We're at the temple? Where are we? Sorry.
at the temple. Yes.
Okay.
It's that old age
Aya's
kids.
hair is a lot longer.
Ooh.
Stabs is shorter. It's no there's no bun anymore. That doesn't
Mira
exist
doesn't
anymore.
have hair.
God damn it.
I was too like I hope don't.
Are her laku longer though?
Not really. No. It's pretty much the same. Like,
Yeah,
She's
She's just taller. She's just taller.
I mean,
Not
I can't
really.
actually technically see her anyway, so you know it's good.
Beery's hair has grown out extremely long and is almost identical to the picture that we have on stream. And she has gone back to the teal at the ends, but there are now braids. There are 7 braids in her hair that are all different colors.
aw.
Aw. So, as you lot see Dell walk in with the baby stroller, Legion, little help here.
I'll look at you, living up to the daddy part of your name.
Hold on, Legion, get in here, hurry up.
As he's saying this, another figure joins.
Oh?
Legion has a physical body now.
Legion
Oh, shit.
now has its own physical body, taking the form of
Dang.
a Mandalorian.
That's gonna get weird.
Legion appears to be a young. If you were just looking at him, he would look to be a younger brother to Dell. Very similar in appearance. Oh, Dell went real staticky.
Uh-oh.
Am I good still? Ain't
You're-
bad.
You're fine now.
I think it's good now. That was a lot of static there for a second.
That
Damn it,
was-
Legion.
Oh, there it is. I don't know if you're messing with the mic or what, but holy static.
I blame Legion.
Legion, stop messing with the comms.
Rude. But yeah, looking at him, it would look as if he is a younger version of Dell. A little bit bigger and beefier, but his turquoise blue eyes are what give him away.
Can you
What does
pick
he
up?
look like to Io?
He radiates the energy that you have seen when Legion has taken over Dell's body in the past. And Dell no
Right.
longer has that energy whatsoever.
Ooh.
Fascinating.
Can you feed Yara, please? She keeps screaming at me. You know what? Come here. And I pick up baby Yara,
Aw.
hold her in my arms. What? I know.
Baby.
We would have known all this beforehand, right? This isn't like a surprise in the moment.
This is a surprise thing that Dell
Okay.
wanted to wait for, as the baby is only 1 year old.
He's a
Wait,
small
so
baby.
hold on. You're saying Viri hasn't interacted with Dell and the Revan's kids in a year, not to notice another baby named Yara?
He has interacted with you. He's just kept Yara a secret.
Mm.
Never mentioned her.
Godparents gonna have a talk later, but that's all right. That's cute. That's cute. You get away with this.
That's cute. You get away with it this time.
He wanted it to be a surprise. So yeah, and he knew that you were busy. So yeah, so he picks up baby Yara, and she has the same color hair as Yara. She has
Clone.
no. She's Dell's only biological child.
Dell, whose kid did you steal?
This one's mine, actually.
Did you
What?
get it on with that Sith lady who was all over you?
God damn it, Io!
I point over to the Sith lady who's standing there. Yeah, my wife. Yes, I did.
She lifts up a hand and there's a visible wedding band on her left ring finger. She does not look
Hello?
nearly as crazy as when you saw her 5 years ago. She seems to have mellowed out. Motherhood looks really good on her, and she's being very doting to the twins at the moment, while Legion is picking up Drea and putting her on his shoulder because she wants a ride on Uncle Legion's shoulders.
You'll also notice that the same leg in which Dell got hit by the shrapnel that basically gave him Legion, it's missing now. And he's got a robotic leg.
Oh, what's all the static?
Oh, more static.
Shit, sorry. Hold on, let me fix it. Oh, right, here we go.
There we go.
That better?
Yes.
That is much better.
Motherfucking technology. So yeah, Dell has a droid leg. His right leg is his droid leg. And he's using a cane to walk. Age and the battles that have happened previously have taken a bit of a toll on him. But surprisingly, he's still holding up his quite strong physique, though his gut has gotten a bit bigger. Joy, be careful up there. Fucking Legion, right? Alright. So I can't rightfully remember off the top of my head right now the first names of the twins. I'm thinking Revan and
No.
Jackson
It was
Joseph.
Jackson Joseph.
Revan
Jackson Joseph.
and something else.
My
is their
dad's
middle
mother
name.
and brother.
Yeah.
How dare you forget that?
I'm trying to remember what order I named them in, okay? Joseph, come here. I'm here. Stop running around.
He's forgotten to count to 3, guys. It's okay. There's only so many names. He might even forget your names. There's only so many he can keep in at a time.
Oh boy.
Old age has gotten to him.
Oh boy.
You feel a bolt fly towards your head and hit you in the forehead.
Stops it and just like 1 second before it does.
Yeah, I learned a few tricks. Young'uns.
Hey, I mean, you learned it from me.
Yeah.
She'll take the Force and start floating Revan's kids, Jax and Joseph, like kind of up and around her, kind of like playing with them and stuff like that.
Yeah, be careful. Jax is a bit shocky right now. She's a bit, and you know that symbol that Jack Sparrow does when he's like the weird wiggling hand stuff. He does that as Jack's just with a little bit of force lightning into your ear.
Well,
Oh yeah.
we will figure that one out later too.
Yeah, yeah. The temple was very, very kind, telling me that
We'll get
he's a
back
bit.
to that later.
Yeah. God, you look like shit. And he looks at all of you.
I think now would be about the time when Ven comes in because she was working and we're in the temple. So I think she comes in and she's like has a bunch of like she's even like looking at like all her stuff like on her data pad and then she like puts it away as she comes in.
Fury literally yeets the data pad off the platform.
Yeah.
Ben,
So where's Red?
stop working.
Fury, if that's broken, I swear.
It's okay. Mia already backed it up.
Here's a new one. It just
But it's
hands
totally
another data
broken,
pad
by the
over.
Not even
Believe it or
questioning
not,
it, just here.
Has like 15 data pads in a bag.
Just in case.
I'm prepared for today, just in case.
Ven takes
It
and
saves
she-
every 30 seconds. It's okay.
She says, believe it or not, this is probably the third time this has happened.
No working today.
I
You
was
just-
going to put it away. Hello, everyone. It's nice to see all of us together. And
Again.
Hi. Her hair is probably longer. It's up in like a more like a bun. She's wearing when she's at the temple, she tends to wear a little more on the fancier sides of robes because she's a master and all that. So it tends to be more Mira outfits that she wears.
Yes.
Yeah.
Your outfits.
The yes. The yes for me.
I was thinking the other day too. We were like saying, with the furniture and stuff. Her apartment is really sparse, but her wardrobe is just overflowing because I feel like Mira just keeps making outfits for everyone. I'll just have like so many clothes. But yeah, so but she's kind of just looking at all of you and smiling.
And has received a total of 6,347
Oh my
different
God.
outfits over the course of 5 years.
Jesus.
Did you just calculate
Oh
that
my-
now?
Yes.
Oh, Jesus.
When are you
I
gonna
am
stop
doing
being
it.
surprised?
Like
Like,
a good amount of these. I have a cycle of donation bins so that I keep my stuff intact.
Oh no, that's what you think. Viri has bought the second suite underneath hers, and it's just filled with your clothes. They run her and Mira probably run some sort of fashion thing line trade from Naboo and Coruscant.
probably. I could see
I
that.
was gonna say earlier, so Ven and Viri used to live together, and Ven's is really simple, but when Seb started hanging out a whole lot, she moved out. She has her own like suite in the same building up at the top. So you guys aren't staying at hotels; you're staying in Viri's suite
Fair enough.
if you want.
Yeah.
And what they don't understand is that the building is owned by Mira.
Yep.
Oh, fuck.
Everyone Viri wonders why there's no rent.
She just doesn't question it.
Notification.
It's just so cool. Everyone here like knows me as like the savior of the universe. It's like pretty dope.
For my sake, how is Ven like struggling with the stuff she has? Is it that much stuff, or is it just?
Oh, it's just her data pad. She's just looking
Okay.
at it, and then it just got
Okay.
yeeted across the
It's
room,
just-
and now she has a new one, and that's all it is.
As Viri does.
As Viri does.
I'm so glad that nothing has changed in the 5 years. Well, at least for you lot.
Nothing, huh?
Alright, look. I may be part bucket and bolts now, but I'm still good old Del. Fuck, I'm too
Yeah.
old for this shit.
Can you settle down?
Sweet.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say
Seems to
fully.
be more energetic for you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He gestures to the two children that are currently floating around Viri's head. Them two especially, they like to... Everything's a competition. Drea, wait. Put her down, Legion.
One of the kids just come running headlong and then slam right in the Dell's nuts.
No, Del
Seen that
Dell
happen multiple times.
Del just like lifts up a leg so he like tilts up just high enough so they just run past him. Like his robotic leg extends so he goes a little bit higher.
God,
Fury sends the bolt circling back to the nuts.
Hey. No. I need that. And he grabs it and like reattaches it to his leg.
Wait, the bolt
Meanwhile.
or the nuts?
The bolt.
Well, that's happening.
Like, you have to make that clarification real quick.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, we go to a fight.
I wasn't ready.
How robotic are you?
You know, I keep
actually-
thinking that you fuckers can't surprise me. Here we are at the epilogue, and you fucking surprised me. All right.
Still making game quotes, baby.
Question.
Del is actually mostly cybernetic, actually.
See?
If you think about it, his eye is cybernetic, which links to his brain, which has the comm system. Most of his organs are cybernetic to help him like breathe in out space, to help him be immune to drugs and toxins. Remember he had his arms improved with that Beskar skeleton, and now he has a droid leg. So yeah.
Del is actually the prototype for the droid army of the separatists.
You know those battle droids, the tiny legs, big upper body? Yeah, that's
Yep.
Del.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Were you going to say something? I thought you were trying to say something.
I
Alrighty.
was, and I got distracted by the.
By that, yeah.
that happened just
Sorry.
now.
Sorry.
Yeah, so while you guys are like throwing the little bolt around, anyone who's looking at not Isles, Jesus Christ. At Io, we'll see him kind of turn and like enthusiastically wave at somebody and make like a come over here gesture.
Shit, who's behind me? Hold on, give me a minute to turn around.
As you guys turn around, you hear a shriek of a child as a little girl, about 4 years old, comes running to Io, and just throws herself at him in a big hug. As Siorn,
He just like scoops her up and spins around with her.
as a Shire little boy kind of walks forward, holding hands with his mother, as Iris and Siorn join with their children. A rather pregnant-looking Iris.
Shit, that's not one of mine.
Oh
Oh,
shit, more kids?
All the
Yeah,
kids.
we'll be swarming with them.
Gotta have the second season, you know. All the kids gotta come in.
The little,
God for more coffee.
the little boy looks basically like a miniature version of Siorn.
And
Oh,
she
that's
is the spitting image of her mama.
And he's basically just like hiding behind Iris's legs and just like looking very scared. Although you can tell that he's a Miraluka. He doesn't have any eyes.
Does he have a visor yet?
No, not yet.
He will have one soon.
Mira,
within 30 minutes, exactly, he will have a visor.
Mira pulls up a like holographic screen in front of her and immediately starts inputting in dimensions and stuff like that so that her automated invention system can start making it.
In other words, 3D printer.
Yeah,
Essentially.
you know, on a factory level, sure.
A factory level. Jesus Christ.
Oh,
She carries around a 3D printer. Actually, pretty cool.
It's super fast,
Yeah, it
y'all.
was like
Only takes 3
proudly
days to print
holding-
this.
only 3 days. I'm surprised it's not one.
I know, right?
I mean, 3
Yeah,
days is
no,
still
I-
better than most 3D printers.
True.
It's true.
That's how big the
I was-
print is. Sorry, I keep interrupting. My bad.
Yeah, I was proudly holding the little girl, and he's like, "This is my niece, Angel, and that's my little nephew. His name's Ashtad." He's very shy.
Guys, this is the most Io's ever talked. What do we do?
Theory.
Well, you know, I got my revenge, so I've been doing a lot of therapy. So I'm
Have you?
getting better.
That's good.
I know that's so
And
good
I-
to hear.
Done a lot of racing and kicked a lot of people's asses, so I'm feeling real good.
That sounds more like you.
Therapy.
It's nice to just get it out, right?
Oh god, it's just so thrilling running some people off the track. But anyway,
I blew up a luxury cruiser. That was pretty cool. That felt nice.
Oh my god.
Oh my god,
No,
Miro.
it's fine.
Come on.
Jesus.
See, it
I will
wasn't
give
me
to like a little
that
thumbs
fucked up
up.
the honeymoon.
Yeah.
Seems like all of us have been quite busy these past 5 years.
Are
One
you
of
gonna
Raven's
pop out any
kids.
children?
Hmm?
Are you popping out any children as well?
I hope
Do
not.
I look like I would be doing that?
I mean, a baby bump would suit you.
Oh.
It was a joke.
As
I
Legion
know.
has clapped him
Nice.
on the backside of his head and just kind of gives a firm look.
I know you meant it well. It's fine. But no.
Yes.
I've been busy.
Yeah.
Sleet and have room for one more kid.
Oh,
That was so
absolutely.
fun.
I mean, hold on, Legion. Hold on, let me remember the code. Hold on. 652. What? No, that's combat mode. 7312.
Legion
And Legion
just
goes like 2x. No, go ahead, Angie.
Legion just kind of sighs heavily and looks at the rest of you, and in the way that only Legion can, it just simply says, "The memory of the Dell is questionable at best."
Do you fucking know how long it took to not be used to you talking in my... Better yet, who built your body? I did. Well,
I knew I
probably
liked you,
shouldn't.
Legion.
I just
And
walks over and deposits his Legion.
Here, Legion.
Legion has like Dre on one shoulder, he puts Io's niece on his other, and the twins are like hanging from his arms. When you say that, Sev, he looks at you, and Legion breaks out into a warm grin before it continues and says, "We had missed our family, and we hope that this form does not confuse or concern."
Well, I'll admit it's better than hearing Dell talk to himself. So
That is a good point. That was always a little alarming. No offense, though. We were just all concerned.
Yeah, I know. You know, to be honest, I was concerned for myself too when I first heard him talking, and then
Mhm.
it's a him. I've decided right now it's a him. He's like a little brother to me, so I might as well call him him.
How'd this, she kind of gestures, like, happen?
Well, it wasn't without its sacrifice, and he taps his robotic leg. So, basically, they needed genetic material that was compatible with Legion in order to, grow him. allow him to take attachment to the droid body, that droid exoskeleton that's underneath. They needed a big donation. And seeing as I want to keep my arms, I want to actually hold my children, you know, it was funny. We went to this really rainy planet, it's like covered in ocean. They said they could basically make him person, so they did. And
Mira,
Long necks.
Mira is looking at Dell's prosthetic, just like,
Disappointed.
why didn't you come to me?
It's like I could have done so much better.
That's, seriously, Del, that's really
And
lacking.
then looks
Whoa.
over at Fury like, why didn't he come to me?
I gave him your number. I told him he's good at it.
because one, it was meant to be a bit of a surprise. Giving Legion his own body and everything. Two, this is one of the older prototypes that Joseph wrote up. And he points over to his son, Joseph. Turns out he takes after his own very well. I wouldn't trust anybody else.
Yes.
Fury probably whispers to him herself and doesn't say it too out loud. Be like, yeah, but I wouldn't wear a macaroni necklace if I put it on the fridge. But
Wow.
Rude.
Macaroni.
Rude.
she whispers it to herself.
Oh, that's true. Right. So Del will like walk up to Mira. The designs for Legion's exoskeleton were actually taken from you. Do you remember those? Oh fuck! I can't remember their names, but you remember? I think it was like 2 years ago. You had all those like designs for droids being like sold and stuff. Like you sold designs. Yeah, we kind of got one of them, and that's what's currently in Legion. Well, Legion is on in. You know what? It's complicated.
So does that mean that and she kind of like floats up the kid that did the electricity earlier, that he can just turn off Legion whenever he shocks him?
Well, when he was younger, he loved doing that, but you know, every day he doesn't, he gets a cookie. So we've found that middle ground.
It's a
Sounds like
Oh,
incredible.
boy.
We are still currently working on anti-electromagnetic pulse shielding for both me and
It's
Legion.
Mr. Incredible and Jack all over again.
It is. Believe it or not, I took inspiration.
Oh, I love
Well, you
that.
have Mira now. You could get her to help with that. I'm pretty sure she's got some ideas
Yeah.
already forming.
Yeah. So training at the temple was fun and all, but I don't know how much you've heard. I think on the Red. Where are you? Oh, there you are. You've seen the reports, right, about my kids at the temple?
Are you talking about Beto?
Hold on, and he like actually pulls out his cybernetic iron.
Oh.
Just pops his eye out.
Yeah, I had to have it so it's removable.
Drea,
'Cause-
watch this. And Veery pops while he's cleaning it, just pops it with the force out to Drea.
Hey, I
She
need that.
starts laughing, and so do the other kids as soon as they see it.
I need
Ash,
that.
however, just further hides behind his mama, who is
Remember,
also
Drea,
laughing.
always keep your eye on the ball, and then she sends it back to Del.
Oh my god, very.
Just mudged it. Yeah, when you have force sensitive babies, they tend to get grabby. You know, normal babies are grabby. You know, I had Drea pull out a few hairs of my beard. I've had Joseph shock my eye out at one point. It was not pleasant. Thump, and it goes back in. Yeah, they kind of yeah, just don't get them too excited. Otherwise, they will lift you up. They don't know why they do it. I've spoken to them about it. They just lift you up when they're excited. And I don't mean just you, that like the whole house. Anyway,
I always said you could just bring them to the temple if you needed some time.
I know, but the thing is, I wanted to try it myself and try bringing them up with the teachings that Revan gave me, and I think I think it's been pretty good. It's just I had no fucking clue about the Force, but she does, don't you, baby?
Well, I mean, they're about the age to enter, right, Ben?
Yeah, I mean, if you want them to come to more regular teaching.
Do you want them to come to the regular teaching? Because they're a handful.
Course.
Oh, don't worry. Ben doesn't have to do it, so she just hands it off to someone else.
Well, I could. If you want me to do it, I can. I can make an exception.
If I could have the great Van Morrison teaching my children how to not kill their father, then yes, I'd love for that to occur.
Yeah,
Like,
I would love that.
I'll have to pay extra to the babysitters as a bit of an apology for their time.
Yeah,
Right.
no, I can. I would be honored.
It's the great thing, Del. We don't pay babysitters. These are just Padawans that really suck at their classes.
Oh no, they right, okay, right. They are very smart. It's just
They
that
do
they're
not
very.
suck in their classes. They are trying their best, Fury.
Evan did. He's failed 6 times. I'm just saying. That boy's gonna be a Jedi janitor, if you know what I mean.
Here, be
Damn, you
nice.
have gone old.
What? I like Kevin. He's funny. He's got like that nice personality, but you just know he's not gonna make it.
Oh, Fury.
Too real. Too real. It's okay to say that because I'm talking about myself in real life.
Aww.
He's the funny guy that just.
That self-disrespect.
Whoa!
That was great.
Del will turn to
there. Holy shit.
Sion, and he'll look at Sion, look at Legion with the baby, look at Sion, Legion. Can you see him, or are you having the same trouble that I was having? I know it looks like your kid's on like this big roundabout of blue light, but don't worry, it'll be fine. He's taking care of my kids, and he's taking care of, well, I guess your kids at this moment in time. He's fine. You could trust him.
You just see his face just like get even darker. Like he doesn't respond.
You have not changed, you old git. And he turns around to the babies.
I'm sorry, what? I was being talked to briefly. I am so sorry.
The other one is currently hiding behind the mum. How about we switch places? You don't have to worry about her possibly killing Legion, or at least I won't have to.
Jordan and Iris, how are you? We haven't seen you in a while.
Iris chuckles as she kind of walks forward, bringing the shy Ash with her, and kind of gesturing for
He's just
Sion to
like
follow.
vacuum to her leg.
Oh yeah. And she just
That'll make it
smiles
hard
and
to
she
walk.
goes, I've been good. Life is a little hectic, having miniature versions of Sion and myself around.
Yeah, I remember you hating babysitting Revan's kids. Oops.
Imagine being their papa. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That reminds me. I'm sorry to interrupt, Iris. That reminds me. What was this about you and me going and raising the kids together? Where the fuck were you?
Iris, you were saying?
Iris just shakes her head like this is nothing.
Dale's giving very like the old man like one-eyed stare like.
I love
He
it.
means it in a joking way, but in the back of his mind, he's like, "Yeah, she did say she'd help out. Where the fuck was she?"
I think that she did, though. She just kind of didn't for the first 6 months.
Pretty
Yeah.
much.
So she's been
First,
Around.
first 6 months were the fucking worst. And lifting me up and shit and throwing me around the room. He goes to the old man grumbling, gets smacked in the back of the head again, and shuts up.
He shows
You were
up behind
designed
you.
for taking that kind of trouble, though.
It's true.
Anyway, Iris, please do talk enough for both of you.
Well, of one of the many things that has not changed, that is one of them. Though. And she just kind of looks over at Siorn, who has been staring at their daughter. She sighs heavily and she goes, "For the last time, the kids are safe with them, dear. We've been over this." And she just kind of rolls her eyes and looks to the group and she goes, "Honestly, I thought I hovered over the kids."
Siorn just like purses his lips as he looks away finally.
See, it's not fun when they're your kids, is it? I know you, Miss Drea. Look, Drea, it's Uncle Sion. Remember the fun times you had when you were younger?
I do not miss her at all.
Well, these two are permanent, so get used to it.
You guys see Veery start handing out little sugar candies to all the kids because she's the aunt.
Oh
Doesn't
my
have to
god.
take them home.
Oh my god.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Oh no.
Yep.
You.
that
Uh-oh.
Dale is
Chaos
just watching,
incarnate.
and he just tilts his head slowly.
You can run a perception check, sir.
Do you not think that Dale would know when someone else is handing his kids candy?
I don't know. Dell's like talking to everybody and he's like running around. So I feel like he's really distracted right
That's very true, actually.
now.
Yeah, Dale don't know. He'll hear it before he sees it.
He hears the crinkling of wrappers.
Starts getting PTSD from the crinkling of wrappers.
Yeah, then we'll probably lean over to Seth and be like, "So do we stop her or do we watch the chaos unfold?"
As much as I would love to see chaos, I think we should stop her. They're already hyper enough as it is.
They seem
Oh, but chaos is fun.
I suppose we'll show mercy this day. Fury.
It's at that point behind you all you hear the familiar voice go, "Well, what is a day with the Peachy King crew that doesn't have chaos?" As Layara, looking a bit older, bit weather-worn, but still pleased to see you all, approaches you. As
Is she
Sorry,
pregnant
Jill.
too?
Jill's,
Liara.
Oh, Liara, thank you.
yeah.
Is she pregnant too? Because I mean, I'm just expecting babies from everybody
Nope.
at
Oh,
this
yeah,
point.
everyone's pregnant.
Nope, she is happily single and
The whole
dedicated
Jedi Temple, all the
to-
women.
I know, right? It's secretly a
The
harem.
baby
They
boom.
allowed- They allowed for relationships, and now everybody
9
having
months later,
kids.
that rule gets put back in place.
Sorry, bear with
I'm
me.
just kind of not.
DM is coming down from a cold and having occasional sneezing fits, so I might be delayed in
Okay.
replying. But yes, Layara is there and has just greeted you all.
How's it going? It's been a long time no see. I was in a weird mood today. I don't know what's up with it.
I was in a weird
That-
mood. I was like, who are you?
Even
This is
I'm
not
like,
Io.
what is going on?
This is what happens when
Io, hell.
he gets his revenge.
He
He's a
really-
lot more chipper.
Apparently.
Apparently that grief was really heavy, and I just miscalculated how
much.
heavy it was on him. Jesus.
Apparently.
This is like when, my mom finally gets sleep and everyone's like, oh my god, are you okay? She's like, I just finally have energy.
I love that. As you say that, Io, Liara, without missing a beat, chuckles and she goes, well, aren't you a sight for sore eyes as well?
He just grins.
And just nods at her because I feel like they work together like every day.
Oh yeah, they see each other all
Like,
the
what the-
time. They're
Yeah.
they're work buddies. They
Oh yeah.
they have that
I feel like
relationship.
Yeah, I think both of those two are the ones that did most of the rebuilding of the order. So they worked.
Oh,
together
100%.
all
They
the
went
time, yeah.
they are like BFFs now. Like they just know each other. It's just
Oh, for sure.
This-
For sure.
like the pseudo sister relationship. That's what they've gotten after the
Mm-hmm.
5 years
No, I
working
definitely
together.
agree with that. Yeah.
But she chuckles and looks at all of you and she goes, well, there's more of you than there were 5 years ago, as she just kind of smiles to the kids. Before she looks at each of you in turn and she goes, well, are you all ready for your honoration and surprise?
I suppose. Still don't know exactly what it entails.
Yes, so?
As long as there's free food, I'm in.
There's the old Io.
Liara just shakes her head and she goes, Io, I promise I made sure there was plenty of food to spare because there's not a party without
yeah.
food.
Hell yeah.
Out of curiosity's sake,
He's like,
for my curiosity's sake, Seb will turn to the group. He has expressed how much he missed my cooking. How about the rest of you?
There's a little muffin curls around Viri's waist now. Just a little bit.
Mira would have missed it for sure.
Awesome.
Io just, misses people who could actually cook.
Fair enough.
It's like a
Or
gourmet
answer.
meal for him when somebody cooks food. Because we all know what his eating habits are like.
Oh boy, I feel that.
Serving plate just for Io.
Yeah.
Everyone keeps on saying they're eating for two. I didn't know that was a pregnant thing. I just been doing that for a long time now. Cool, so we're going? What are we doing?
I don't know how to respond to that.
Sorry, DM is dying via sneeze attack. Please hold.
Okay.
Yeah, I was wondering why a lot of temple people were wondering why I kept on saying that. It was just, being around Iris. She kept on saying that. I just thought it was a phrase. It took me a little while. It was a big scandal.
It's a scandal.
Well, yeah. A little Jedi Knight hanging around the temple saying she's eating for two.
Oh shit.
And just nonchalantly saying it. Like, wow, you're eating a lot. Yeah, I eat for two. Eventually,
dear,
probably
dear.
went back up the flagpole to Ben, and she
Yeah,
probably
she
called her into an
literally,
office.
she kind of gives her a side eye, and she's like, "I did hear rumors. I wasn't sure where that came from."
Nope, they're
Nice
true.
to
I'm eating
know.
for two. That's what I do.
Uh,
Especially with Seb's cooking. Oh, so good.
Oh, very
No.
Oh, We need to have a talk.
Was she
about
like
it.
understanding it as eating 2 people's worth of meal
Yes.
and not?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Until
Yeah, we
then,
need
or
to-
Seth finally explained it. Yeah.
Yeah. There needs to be a new phrase.
The
Ew,
best part
gross. What?
is,
No. Why would
Liara
No
just kind of
way.
let it happen.
Viri
Not
probably
correct it.
Viri probably became a bully for a good week, telling people to be, shut up, I'm not pregnant. If you hear anyone say that you don't correct it, I'm gonna beat you up.
We had a bit of an emotional crisis we needed to navigate in the temple.
Oh yeah,
Viri
it was
started
great.
a lightsaber battling class and ended up just being all the kids up against her, being like, I'm not pregnant. Again, gets called into Ben's office. Viri.
I was about to say a very stern. You can't do stuff like this anymore, Viri.
What? I'm teaching them good saber stuff. They're just only certain kids. I noticed they needed extra help.
Hey, did I miss something?
Did you power down, Del? I'm sorry. Are you okay?
Hey, sorry. What did I miss?
I'm not sure. I think we're walking.
Yeah, what are we doing? Help us.
I like made a beeline to wherever
We're
they're
never gonna get
supposed to
anywhere.
go because
DM is dying of laughing and sneezing attacks. This is horrible. Why are you guys like this?
Del falls asleep on the shuttle there. It's just like, God, old man, get up. They just started.
Are you still sneezing, Ange? Like, should we just? Are
Should
you
we-
okay?
Maybe?
Should we come
Do
up
we-
with
do
our
we-
own?
do we stall for
come up with
time?
our own scene?
Do we need to
What?
stall for time? I mean, we can.
Yeah, stall for time. Give me like 5 minutes. I'm gonna go splash cold water on my face and see if that fucking helps. Jesus Christ.
Hey, Del, it's a long shuttle ride. You wanna see who's the better blaster fire again? You know, old time sake.
You are not firing blasters in the city.
No,
No, it's in the shuttle. It's fine.
Specific.
Specific.
All right, cool. I'll go first.
No. No.
Look, Mira created the orb things that way you only hit the orbs, not anything around it. It's
You
what
gotta
we
be a good
put in
shot to hit the
game.
orbs.
Exactly.
It's not you I'm worried about. No offense, but shooting is a perishable skill.
No, it's not.
that is
That is
true.
very true.
Can I just put
It 100% is a
1, 2, 3,
perishable
4,
skill.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
Is that
You gotta
to
be
shoot?
at 15, Del.
Okay.
You just
Hold
either
on.
put the blaster far away and then wink it, Drea.
Don't worry.
The cell is out. We have taught Drea good. She's like what, like 7 or 8 now? We taught her
Hey,
blaster use.
Drea, strip that weapon.
See? Better than I could do it.
okay, I'm back.
Yeah, Drea will just, in less than a minute, strip the weapon down.
Holy shit, she's better than most commandos.
I'm telling you, that's why I gave her the gun.
Yeah, right, just so you know,
Jesus.
I've been teaching her how to use guns since she was 2. So yeah,
I have my own concerns with that, but she seems fine
two,
for it, so
hold on. 1,
I'm just gonna
2,
let it go.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, minus 4. So, I think that's 11.
Just barely lost.
What's happening?
I'd say they
They're having a
probably
shooting
both
call.
hit.
they're having a shoot off.
You know, full circle, just like to our first episode.
Yeah, in a shuttle.
we open up the window and are shooting orbs on the outside or something. I don't know. We're being safe.
You are.
Don't worry, it'll be fine.
Not safe.
Can
but
you
okay.
accurately gauge the results if the things you shoot are already way off in the background by the time we fly by?
They're flying in front, aren't they?
We're-
Anyway,
That's not how ballistics work. Ah.
both
It's
Drea,
fine. I have the force. We're good.
both Drea, Joseph can tear down a gun in less than a minute.
Yeah, that's fine. But
Jack's not so much, but she can tear down a lightsaber in less than a minute and put it back together.
see, here's the thing. I understand, and that's impressive for stripping a weapon. That's different from using the weapon.
All right, hold on. They'll take off a bit of his leg, and he'll use like the bottom base as a target.
That was not a
Hold it
challenge
up.
for you.
Just take off a bit of his leg, huh?
His robotic leg.
Can we put that in quotes? I'll just take off a bit of his leg.
I'm just gonna take off a bit of my leg.
As you see him disassembling parts of his leg, you realize it's a gun
Of course it
as
is.
well as a leg.
Mm.
And he disassembles part of it, places it at the end of the shuttleway, or in the room where the shuttle is. Yeah. Drea, put that gun together and let's say grouping of 3 shots. I want them in a triangle, please. Point at the bottom. Ready? Dell pulls out a stopwatch from his pocket. Now! And in a triangle on Dell's leg, where it's now been used as a target point, is a triangle. Grouping of an inch between them and a point aiming towards the bottom. Yeah, he's put the leg in the shuttle. She's shooting at his leg that's in the shuttle.
I was just glad that they're not on the Peachy Keen.
I kind of say quietly to Io and Steph, because I feel like both of us are just watching this. I say quietly to them both, how can I feel so much nostalgia and so much annoyance at the same time?
I'm with you on that.
Nice.
It's yep, it's something.
No, Drea, can you go get my leg, please? Thank you.
Okay, Del.
I
I made this bad.
I did sort of miss it.
Fair enough.
What? Yeah, what?
It's cool you're teaching her these things, but fine. But you do realize you're teaching her to use it in a crowded place, right?
Yeah, she's really skilled.
You
not
do
teaching
know.
her.
You do
I mean,
know.
I'm
that-
banned from teaching my niece and nephew how to fly until they're at least like 13.
Yeah, because we don't want
Not
any
fair.
barrel roll incidents again.
Not fair.
Oh, pish posh.
But
I-
Even when I give you all advanced warning, you guys are never ready.
Your fucking opinion of advance warning is 2 seconds before you do shit. Shut up. Glad I was tall back then.
Speaking of which,
I am
everybody,
sorry for all those times, Mira.
I thought you guys should be proud of me. And you see her turn on a switch, and anyone that has any of their old contact communicators turns on.
You learned how to use
And she
comms.
goes, "See, I think I've finally figured out. I got custom buttons that
Oh, it only
match
took-
my communicator."
I'm
Only
not
took
hearing
5 years.
anything.
Mira starts crying.
Wait, and then she
Oh,
like, wait, hold on, nope, wait, was that record? Or was that off? You just start hearing feedback. Shit, nope, and then she just destroys it. Okay, we're getting there. I'm working on
Damn
it.
it.
It's pretty
At
close.
least you
Damn it.
know.
There's
At least you know the buttons.
Mira stops crying. She had learned,
You guys
then
thought
starts
she would learn
crying
completely.
again.
For a completely different reason.
Started, then stopped, then started again.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, can't say I haven't missed this shit show. Thank you, sweetie.
Just-
And he puts his leg back on.
Seriously, it's nice having everybody back again. I know the shuttle ride's a lot longer than it is. Traffic's really bad today, but
Man, this Coruscant traffic, it's a killer.
is there anything else you
This
guys
is
have been
why
working on?
I don't
You guys-
like coming here. Well,
Yeah.
I'm making a name for myself in the racing field, but that's about it.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Oh, I have a little home now. I'm actually not
Oh.
a nomad anymore. Yeah, you guys should all come over
Nice.
for dinner someday.
Is
You
it
have
the Peachy
events?
Keen?
No, it's not the Peachy Key.
Oh,
I actually settled down.
Wow, okay.
Congratulations.
I assume the view is nice. I have been told the view is nice.
Fair
is it
enough.
just going to be
That's
boxed
good.
off in a canyon?
I would definitely I would definitely want to see the place one day.
I'm just like thinking about Io getting like a seaside house, and all he can see is just like black sky, and like the black ocean just kind of sort of has a few little signs that it's different, and then like he can maybe see things moving around under the surface, and like that's all he can see. He can't really see how pretty it is. He's just like, yeah,
can
I
imagine
figure it's nice. He needs Iris to tell him if it's good or not.
Is this a good house? Is this a bad house?
He probably actually did have Iris help him pick it out.
We should
Oh,
let you know
boy.
when we're in the area next time. Maybe you can stop by.
Yeah.
I mean, anytime we're near Reach, you just swing by.
Yeah. Yeah, I tend to leave Coruscant often, so. I'll
Trust me, I
probably
can only
come.
train the troops for so many months at a time. Ah.
Mhm.
You should send the troops over to Malachor.
Oh, as much as I'd love to, I don't want them to quit.
No, Legion has been doing a lot on Malachor. We actually live there now.
Oh.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
nice.
Had to build. We
Yeah,
actually have.
I wasn't ready for that.
Hell yeah.
We actually have a little cottage out on Malachor. Away from the home, we have a little cottage out in the woodlands that good old Legion designed for us specifically. It's very child friendly. No, I think you should come. And he points over to Sion and Iris. You lot would have a fantastic time. We even got a perfect tree for you to brood under.
Brood under trees.
Yeah.
I thought you do brooding on rooftops.
I mean, you could climb a tree, but that'll be a fucking sight to see. But no, Legion's, he's been refurbishing the planet. It looks almost as it was back then. You'll have to worry about the children, though. Not these children, the other children.
Right.
They've started a little thing where they play pranks on Legion. I think they've gained sentience. Legion says they don't. You know, I beg to differ. But, you know, it's fine. They're actually helping out with the cloning program as well.
All right.
Did I
Oh.
mention cloning program? Is there a cloning program?
Yes. Yeah. Mhm.
Fury has a
Right, yeah.
shiver down her spine for a second, be like, that was weird. I don't know what that meant. It's weird.
Why do you have a cloning program?
So with well a friend of the temple came by. I think it was one of the kids' teachers. I can't remember his name. It was an older Jedi. Came by and said that there was this. He had a proposal basically, and he wanted to talk to me about it. And it's basically, well, seeing as there's not so many, there's only so many people that are willing to enlist. What about a clone army? You know, and I thought, who better to take a blueprint off of than, well, myself, during the times in which I had a bit of Legion's help. So
That's
these ones
not
will be.
egotistical at all.
Yeah, I don't mean.
Bjorn's
hurt.
watching. I was watching with curiosity because he's like, "What the hell? This you cloning? When did that happen?" And Bjorn's just watching very closely.
Question though, what is the name of this Jedi?
I don't rightfully remember, to be honest.
Was it-
That's
That may be good for me. to
Cypher
know.
Diaz.
Would it be Jedi Master Sifo Dyas?
No, that's like 3,000 years later, y'all.
Yeah, I know.
no. That's no.
And I did
But
lore look this up.
this is
'cause I was
very
Yeah, I
curious.
know. We're early,
This
but it's
is-
fine.
This is very much in its prototype stages. They're barely able to get a clone out. You know, it was miracle enough they managed to get Legion a bioorganic body. I believe that's the right term. Love, is that the right term?
Is this on Camino by any chance?
Yes, actually. Believe it or not.
Oh boy.
Yeah, like the start of the cloning program is very slow. It's probably going to be a couple thousand years.
Oh,
They
strange enough,
estimated.
he came to me also.
Oh, well then. That's good to know.
I denied it.
guess-
I was busy, so I guess it's good they got someone.
Yeah, I mean, it's better than the ones that Sire had all those years ago. But yeah, so they've got the template. It's going to take them. Oh, God knows how many years. They said it would be like within the next. I don't remember actually when they said. They said something like. Well, the research into it started. I guess that who knows? Maybe in the future there'll be clones that will fight wars for us, and just think about the medical possibilities and all the working possibilities. Imagine that. A world filled with clones that will do your bidding for you.
Okay, I think
So-
the sneezing
It'll
attack has
always be a
ended.
backfire.
Glad it ended.
All the Jedi just
Oh,
feel a
so
shiver.
am I know, right? All the Jedi.
Bjorn
across
just
the
looks
galaxy.
very grim.
Yeah,
I
Ven
sent
does
it
not look pleased with the development, but she is not saying anything for now.
Love it. Okay.
You know,
I
I don't like
apologize.
clones though. I think robots are the way to go, personally.
Jesus fucking Christ! No,
I
stop.
mean,
Let Angie continue before she
turns out in the
Rachel to the
future
rescue.
it's Mira's robots versus Dell's clones. Just imagine.
Oh my
I
god,
mean, I could see it.
I can see it.
I can see it.
It started out as like a friendly, like, "Hey, what do you think would happen?" And then it just divulged, and everyone went, "Oh."
Also, separatists, there's the Confederacy.
Separatist. I think that the separatists would steal the designs from Mira's robots. There's no way would Mira ever let that happen, even in 1,000 years' time.
Yeah, but Mira's robots are so much better than the ones that they made. They poorly stole it.
Yeah, they
Well,
they probably
yes.
stole it.
Okay,
know.
so
Okay. Yeah.
Angie,
Now that
continue
I'm
Please.
now that I'm no longer dying of sneezing attack, I apologize, y'all. Thank you so much for stalling. You're the best. Okay,
I
so
was running out of shit to say.
I have great timing then. All right, so as you guys are going in on the shuttle, you kind of come to this not kind of a plaza-esque. It looks like it's this gap where the buildings are no longer there. It's not a park, but it's just kind of a gathering place. Which is normal. Coruscant has a couple of these areas. But what's not normal is the fact that there is an overwhelming amount of people surrounding the large stage. And that was kind of expected. However, what you weren't expecting to see is there is this large cloaked object. It is just completely covered. You can't even tell any details about it. It is just enormous. It is almost the size of one of the buildings of Coruscant. It is huge. But as your shuttle goes in and you guys go to land, you're kind of observing this, and you land. Liara will lead out the shuttle as you guys all collectively move. And you notice that there's some chairs set up for the crew and some chairs aside for, like, Siorn, Iris, and the kids. And Legion. And Liara will gesture to the chairs for you all to sit. There is a large podium that she is making her way to. You also see members of the Dark Council and the Galactic Senate there waiting. But they're kind of standing in the back. And all these chairs are before this enormous shrouded object.
Hi.
Hi.
My
Back again.
Discord is a bitch. I swear to God. I don't know why it does
We told you not to. We told you not to out us as the Dark Council, and yet
Right.
you did.
But yeah, the Dark Council is there. The seats for the Peachy King crew is set kind of off to the side from the podium and in front of this shrouded figure. But Liara gestures for all of you to take seats as she makes her way up to the podium.
On our way there, can Viri just quickly pull Mira to the side?
Certainly.
Like as we're kind of heading up to the top. Hey, Mira.
Yeah.
Look, and she kind of like is rubbing her right hand a bit. She goes, it's kind of giving me issue. And you see like her middle finger's like glitching out, almost like seizing. Can you take a look at it real quick?
Yeah, I can fix it. Just
And
here,
Viri
let me,
will take
let me
love.
see it.
And it's obviously a fake hand.
Yep.
Do we see that? Do I see
Do
that?
we?
Do you want me to
Do
roll?
I see that?
You can't just say no. Where are you?
I pulled her off to the side.
My cyborg senses are tingling.
I'll let
Right.
Angie decide if she wants to allow perception checks or not.
Go ahead and roll me perception checks if you want to
I'm
see.
always looking for perception checks.
You have noticed she has
Alright,
been wearing
what
gloves lately,
is-
but she just says it's a big fashion thing.
It's a fashion thing for her.
To be fair, Mira did make it a
Does
fashion
Io
thing.
pay enough
Also fair.
attention to notice?
That is the question.
So I mean, like, you could probably technically see through the gloves, but does he like, notice it all? That's a good question. Okay, where is his perception? It's a 10. Okay.
Well, Sev definitely sees it.
Awesome.
7 for Io.
Io also
What is
sees it.
going to do with this information?
Best kept secret.
Yeah. Ven, you're kind of surprised by whatever the fuck Liara has plans, but you see...
Like an oncoming sense of dread of this giant thing and all.
So I go, oh fuck.
Yeah, pretty much.
Social anxiety is kicking in.
Yep.
I'm
So,
just.
yeah.
I want to like go. I'm gonna like head over to where they are and be like. So when did that happen?
Viri's trying to like cover it up, but her hand's off her wrist and Viri's working on it. Yeah, you weren't supposed to see that.
You're gonna tell us.
Come over here. Come over here. Sev, you can't say anything.
Oh, okay, fine. Are you gonna say anything?
Yeah, if you want me to. Whatever. I'm not
Yes.
like
Now I
hiding
want
it.
to. Now I want to know, when does this happen?
Well, remember that mission with Val when we were helping her kids, her siblings, get out? Well, what we didn't tell you is that as we are getting out, you know how like we kind of at the end, like, there's a really big fight that we like pwned and won against those other fighters. Because
Yeah.
well, I was trying to get her out since we had the siblings and we didn't have to fight. But I think Val's emotions took over a little bit and she wanted revenge and was angry. And I wasn't going to leave her in the battle alone. But I think her emotions got the better in her and she almost got struck down. And I was able to last second push her out of the way. But, well, this is what happened. She's okay now. Val and I have talked about it, and she's recovered, and she understands. But
All right.
I didn't want Ben to look down upon Val, or I know she wouldn't look down on her, but I don't want Val to feel guilty about this.
No, you did the right thing. Just next time, don't hide it. Kind of like.
I'm not hiding it. I'm just not
Really?
showing it off. What?
Pulling Mira off to the side to make sure no one sees it. Is hiding it.
It's kind of rude to take your hand off in public, Sev.
What's going on over there? You're not gonna come over or what?
Yeah, on the way. Just give us a
Women
moment.
problems down, leave me alone. She just yells out really loudly.
Period. Never mind. I'm gonna let that one slide.
Thanks. No, I'm not hiding it. There's no reason to talk about it. That's
Well,
fine. But I don't know.
Fine. I just feel that you should at least say something next time. Okay?
Look, I should have been able to save Yara. I wasn't. I was able
No,
to
that's not
save
just on.
Val. It's hard to talk about. That's all.
All right. And before Seb goes and catches up with Elle, just so you know that the other thing, it's not just you. All
I
of us.
know. Yeah, we've talked about this. I'm okay.
All right, just making sure you remember.
Just, I cover up for Val a lot. She's a good kid.
I've noticed that, but I let it go.
She's a little more sensitive than I am. Just saying. I'll tell Ven eventually.
All right. And Mira, thank you for the hand.
Yep, always.
Here's the best at this.
I'm gonna leave you to it. And he walks off.
Thank you, Mira. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. I will say, like, if you're eating food and stuff, and then any of that like kind of gets into the hand, like the air spray, the air duster is there for a reason.
But it's so cold. Okay, all right. Was there just food in there? Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why does that sound
Makes
accurate?
total sense.
That's what I was like. Yeah, this is probably something that would have happened.
All right.
It's kind of like just like this awkward moment between them. Like, yeah, okay. Well, guess we should get going.
If ever be, you could probably see Seven just be like, "Do it, go."
She flicks off Seb.
As expected.
Fair enough.
Like, yep, granted.
Pretty much. Love it. Okay. As you guys get situated and sat down, there is, of course, applause from the viewing audience as you all sit, and as things kind of calm down a bit, Layara stands at the podium. And Layara gestures to the large hidden object before she moves to speak to the amassed group. Her voice echoes around her as various screens that you are now noticing show her and you all, so that the denizens may be able to actually see you guys. 5 years ago...
I like that word.
5 years ago, this group helped save the galaxy from the plans of Asidus. We thanked you all collectively as a galaxy then, and have let you live your lives since. However, come the anniversary, we wanted to formally extend a show of gratitude to you all. With a wave of her hand, you now notice many members of the Jedi Order have surrounded this large figure. And all of them lift their hands up, and you watch as this large tarp lifts up. And as what is hidden underneath it has been shown, gasps ripple across the crowd. Before you all stands a large statue of a woman that you all know and have loved very dearly. The cloaked image of Revan, donning Jedi robes, was the central point of the statue. Her arms are stretched out and downward in a welcoming gesture, as if to embrace the viewers. Flanking her were 3 Republic soldiers with their distinctive markings on their gear, looking as if they were her personal guard protecting her. That Sev would recognize to be Scorch, Fixer, and Boss.
Oh,
On her left were 2 familiar figures of the Peachy King crew. A human male kneeling down, looking as if he was fixing a fallen droid, his metallic arm glinting in the lights around them. Above him, holding a data pad, was an Amaran female, with a Mandalorian helm tucked under her arm, her tail curled around her legs. Jax and Joseph, the namesakes for Revan's children. To Revan's immediate right was a young woman, face covered in tattoos, and the holographic image of a holocron floating above her hand. The other lowered with her saber at the ready. With her hood down and hair billowing in false wind stood Yara, smiling with relief and peace. But perhaps the most powerful image was the image of a man right in front of Revan. Kneeling, with his robes fallen back and long hair loose in the wind, was the image of Asidus. His expression was that of peace, and he had this boyish smile upon his face. His arms were also outstretched, welcoming all before him. The crowd is quiet as they are observing this, and a few moments pass before Layara's voice is heard once again. We have erected this statue in memoriam of all that this crew has sacrificed during this trying time. First, the statue of Revan stands tall, a symbol of what her cause meant to the galaxy, and to show that she was a woman like no other. She welcomes all to the Order, regardless of age or where they come from, and shows that a mother's sacrifice never ends. Behind her stands the fallen members of Delta Squad, brave soldiers, brothers, friends, and comrades. Their devotion to the Republic and saving the innocents will be remembered forever. They stand as a symbol of the Republic and what we must all strive to be. They stand ready to protect the Republic and all we stand for: honor, family, justice. To her left stand Jax and Joseph, the first family a member of the Peachy King crew knew, but both were loved. Joseph was a wonderful mechanic and engineer, and was an asset to the crew in so many ways. He was a silent protector, a staunch believer in justice, and a proud brother. Jax was a maternal figure to all who needed one. She knew how to keep the crew together in their hardships and keep them strong. They represent that family comes in all shapes and sizes, and represent the heart of the Republic. They stand for family, love, and freedom. To Revan's left stands the young Jedi Yara. Yara was a childhood friend of the Jedi Viri and had fallen to the dark side. She showed the ultimate redemption, sacrificing herself to save her best friend, her sister. Yara represents the knowledge that even those who are full of hurt and anger can find peace. Her loss is a great loss for what it means to be a Jedi, and we honor her sacrifice by honoring her and officially indicting her into the Order. From this point on, Yara Wren is given the posthumous title of Jedi Guardian, a symbol of the strength within our Order, and will henceforth get her own section in the archives for other students to learn about her. She is truly what we all aspire to be in the Order, and stands with her chin held high like the true Jedi Knight she was. Lastly, we honor a young man who fell and, while ultimately could not be saved, still sacrificed so much. Asidus was a member of our Order and believed in Revan's causes. He truly wanted to help others, and his love for others was what made him such a powerful Jedi. When Asidus was young, he fell in love with an equally bright and powerful Jedi. During the wars, he married her and was in true bliss. But visions plagued him, and desperate to save the love of his life, his soulmate, he sought ways to try to protect her. He lost himself along the way until the bitter end. He found peace in the arms of the woman he loved, and although he was a powerful enemy, he was so much more than that. A friend, a husband, a Jedi. We honor him because of all of us, he sacrificed the most. He sacrificed his life, his sanity, and his heart. The losses that we felt at losing all of these individuals cannot be expressed adequately, but we hope honoring them for all eternity will be sufficient. Liara then gestures for the crew of the Peachy to rise, and as you all do, she will walk you over to this statue where you now see a large plaque glittering in gold font. And as you read, you hear her read aloud to you all. In honor of the crew of the Peachy and all their sacrifices, may their story be told for many years to come, and their descendants be honored within both the Council and the Republic as a whole. With the thanks of the Jedi Council, the Galactic Senate, the Dark Council, the Republic, and the Empire, we honor the Peachy. And below, in sequence, are the names: the pilot Ioten, Jedi Knight Viri Wren, Jedi Master Ven Morrison, Commander Seb of Delta Squad, Captain Delvin Fett, Mira Rakai, and posthumously Terabyte, Zeke, Mimi, and Jinx.
Little baby kids are on here too.
Wait, posthumously?
Not dead?
No, they are not dead. But they are, well, pets.
Oh, I thought you were saying they were dead. I was like, I'm about to cry, y'all.
Jinx is a robot. No death.
I heard posthumously. That's why I wasn't sure.
I did hear posthumously.
You were hearing correctly. She did say it.
I did say it, but it's... I mean, they will eventually, but for now, the cats needed to be on.
Jinx
Hell
doesn't
yeah.
die.
No, not Jinx. Never Jinx.
Jinx is a robot.
She is a robot. You're right.
The side note, the fact that the ship's named the Peachy makes this this plaque even funnier to me. Just like see this, like expecting some like great dramatic I don't know, ship name and everything. That's like the Peachy. It's like, what? It's just like so far left field from like what most ships that get these kind of awards are called.
Oh yeah.
I love it so much.
I love it. But yes, this is presented to you all. And a few moments pause before instantaneously the crowd breaks out into cheers. And Layara kind of gathers you all in a group and smiles at you all, and she goes, I know that your sacrifices can never be properly thanked, but we wanted to honor what you lost. This celebration is for you, and reminding us all that family is important. And then she will move back to the podium, allowing you all to just kind of stand there, and she will turn to the crowd. And she will continue speaking to the crowd. But that kind of seems far off as you all are standing here before this statue. You vaguely hear her describing the members of the statue, what they meant to the crew in further depth, regaling the stories of what you guys have gone through. And a few other comments, but a few of them that you've noticed are that should they accept the offer, the Republic has extended a hand that the Mandalorian fleet be officially recognized as members of the Republic, if they would so choose. But the speech continues on, and you all are kind of left together looking at this vast statue of the ones that you've loved and lost. Allowed a few moments to absorb just exactly what's before you.
You know, it's really funny, actually. Being able to see their faces. Not just in the mind, but in person. It's been so
Telling
long.
me. This is the first time I see what they actually look like.
Yeah. There's not enough gold in the galaxy that could reach the purity that their souls had. Del will turn to the group. I'm so glad that I took up this contract. That I decided that day I would change my life for the better. Seeing all of you today makes me so proud. Warms these old bones. Unfortunately, there is a little bit of news that I must share. I will not be able to grow old with my children. I am very, very old right now as it is.
You are the oldest one of us all, so.
I turned 51 this year. My kids aren't even in their teens yet. I don't know how long I've got left in these old bones. So I wanted to ask all you young'uns for one last thing. Should I not be able to should I pass before the time has come, I would like all of you to take care of the children that I have such a pleasure of bringing up.
Sorry,
Io's
just
lips
my
just like
phone.
pursed into a thin line as he's like listening to this.
I mean, Del, I know I call you super old all the time, but 51, you still have years ahead of you. I don't mean it.
Unfortunately, the life expectancy for someone who has been through as much as I have physically is very long. The doctors estimated by the time the teens reach their 20s, the kids reach their 20s, I will be on my last leg. As if I already ain't right now.
Yeah, you took my joke.
I was gonna say the same thing.
You all are still young. You all are still very much full of life. I'm not as much nowadays. Wars have taken their toll. As you can see. So please do just promise me that should I succumb to age, to illness, that you will look after my children as you have looked after me in the time that I've known you.
With everything you've done for me, you know that's already done.
Mhm.
Good. I can sleep a lot easier tonight. How about we all go to the canteen that we met at after all this and get shit-faced?
Do you think Liara would be mad if we walked off of our own ceremony?
Yeah, she's talking
Just have
actually.
a-
I
Yeah,
did
that's
say
a little bit.
Love it.
afterwards.
Yeah.
I did say afterwards.
all right. Clarifications. Important.
I don't know, old man. Can you keep up this time?
Just dip.
Oh, yeah, I think I can. Who knows? I
It
might
is-
need Legion to carry me.
Oh, you're not that old. Jesus.
It is tempting to dip. There's a lot of people here.
Did anyone else hear that?
Sorry,
Yeah, I've been
had
wondering what that
tacos
was from.
before.
Oh, that wasn't you.
Hear what exactly?
Y'all need to keep the Roll20 chat open as well. I'm just saying, there's other
I
things
see
in
it.
there.
People have
I
a
do
hard
have it
time
open.
multitasking. Open and read things at the same time.
It's okay. It was meant to be subtle, but now that attention has been
Nope,
brought
not
to it,
so at all. I'm pulling it out to the light. There you go.
as the attention is called to it, you guys are just kind of looking at each other, and you kind of hear the crowd and Liara and everything, but you hear this hauntingly familiar soprano voice. It seems to come in on the wind as you all are just kind of looking around, trying to figure it out, and the twins are surprised but eager and like getting very excitable.
Well, we all knew she'd have to show up, right?
Oh, I hope they got the notes right. Yeah.
You gonna come out? Or are you still playing hide and seek?
I was just staring at the statue. It's like a hawk.
Jax, Joseph, Jack, get over here. Come on.
As you all kind of turn to look towards the statue, you're kind of observing this wind that seems to be swirling. As this figure walks out, seemingly from the shadows, and steps forward, still singing. And as she's singing, you start to watch more glowing coming from this statue, and other figures begin to crop up as Revan makes her presence, singing the lullaby that Jax had sung to Del, the Mandalorian lullaby. But hauntingly, even more other voices begin to fall into tune behind her. And as you guys are watching, you observe as first it's Yara beside her, and then on the other side it's Jax and Joseph. And flanking her come 3 Republic soldiers ready to protect her. And her smile is wide, and you hear the twins shriek in excitement, calling for their mother. And they will wiggle out and promptly escape to go over to her. And Revan regards all of you with a very proud smile.
I was actually looking at it.
Yeah, for once, he was actually looking dead on.
You said you were looking around for the source, not that you looked at the source.
It was in Whisper.
Yeah, then I said he was looking at the statue, but like nobody heard that apparently.
Apparently.
Oh, she just said it swirled in the wind behind. Anyway, not important.
But yes, as Revan makes her presence to you all, and you see the familiar images of Yara, Delta Squad, Jackson, Joseph, all of them just smile at you as they regard you, but Revan steps forward more prominently. She regards the crew of the Peachy Keen with a proud smile, and looks as though she could cry herself as her children rush to her legs and she holds them lovingly. Her eyes return to the crew as she regards you all one by one, and she smiles more and says, "Ah, my crew of the Peachy Keen. How these 5 years have changed you all. Of course, it wouldn't be a proper celebration if those of honor didn't attend. Though," and she looks behind her, to her left, to her right. As though counting those behind her, she pauses, lifts a finger to her lips, and taps thoughtfully. "It seems we're missing one. Ah, yes, of course." And she looks at you, Ven, with that knowing smile that makes you feel she can see through anything. And she points behind you and she goes, "I have one more parting gift from friend to friend." And she will gesture for you to turn around.
I do so.
Jedi Master Morrison.
You now see Sai, your Sai. He no longer looks angry, but rather at peace. His hair is long and no longer pulled up. He looks like the man you fell in love with, just older.
You look amazing. Little over the top, don't you think? And he kind of looks back to the statues. But they got my nose right, though.
They did.
Squeeze the nose.
Revan said you were at peace. You look it.
Revan brought me back from many things and helped me slowly uncover the chains that you all helped me unbind. He looks at the rest of the crew and then looks back at her. I am so sorry that it took this for it to happen. But then you did save me. You took what it needed to break the chains, to keep me from a death worse than life without you. I regret so many things. And I walked down a path for you and for them, and I should have listened. But the further and further I got, the harder it was to hear the light. But in all of that, you stuck strong. And this crew, they did for you what I couldn't. I'm eternally grateful. But I know I hurt you. I know I did so much wrong. I just wanted to say I'm sorry one last time.
She, like, it was probably about like 10 seconds of looking pretty stoic, and then as soon as he's just kind of like saying he's sorry and stuff, she looks pretty emotional. Tears kind of fill her eyes a little bit. I mean, I appreciate you saying that. I just don't know. I can see in retrospect what I should have done. It's hard to feel like I saved you at all.
I don't think there really was anything you could have done differently, darling. I made my choice. I walked the path I did. I just wish I would have walked it with you.
I wish that too.
But you get to live a life full. A life that we could have had. I don't want you to feel guilty. You saved me. You did what you had to stop me. That's an act of love greater than anything I could have ever asked for.
I am glad
You
you're
know.
okay now, at least. You seem it.
It's amazing not to live in fear anymore.
Yeah. I didn't want that for you ever.
I don't want that for you either. You are holding on to this guilt. You are holding back. You don't need to.
I 5 years has given me a lot of time to work through things, I guess. I sure you know, but I've both loved you and hated you in equal measure.
Rightfully
But
so.
yeah.
But look what you did for my siblings, my sister. You saved them in ways I couldn't. I'm so proud of them and what they're going to do.
Yeah, they're
Proud
really
of
great.
all of this crew that you have held together and guided. I came to hate them for taking you away from me. But that was probably the best thing they could have done.
Yeah. I really think you'd like them. Hanging out with them. Especially Viri. She reminds me of you.
He looks over at Veer and gives her a little like kissy face. And you just see like a little like a grinning flick off at him. Yeah.
Ben's like, sigh. Oh my god.
I think we would have been really good friends.
Yeah. I think so too.
He looks over at Sev. Now you. Thank you for your kind words.
Been a lot to it.
It gave me just enough pause to do what I needed to do in that moment.
I'm sorry that I couldn't have done more.
You need to all stop saying you're sorry. I chose my path. I was blinded, but I still chose it. You all have done so much good. Del, you have fought bravely through all the fire for your family. And Mira, I am so eternally sorry. But you have been the heart that have taught this crew good and kindness, forgiveness. He looks back at Ben. Let your guilt die with me. Let me do one last thing with you. For you. He just smiles, an old, happy grin and peaceful kind of sparkle in his eyes. He just kind of looks over at all of you and back at you. I don't deserve to live, but you do.
Just let it go like it's easy.
No. It's not supposed to be easy. But you can help. You can hand it off to someone else.
To you?
Let my sins die with me. You have someone waiting to live a future with you. And I wouldn't want it any other way.
Are you sure? There's nothing I could have done. I just need to know that before I can let it go.
That's the thing about fear. And the dark paths that we take. Sometimes we have to choose to accept the help when it's extended.
Sounds like something I'd say.
Well, I mean, you are the one that made it to Master, not me.
I do outrank you. That is true.
Ugh, please don't remind me. Revan says it all the time. Even Yara over here almost outranks me now. Jeez.
That's true. Yeah, you're still technically a Padawan, so.
Oh, Io, I love the hair. That's long. I love it. Keep growing. It's good.
Io's brows kind of furrow like, okay.
He's giving me compliments. I don't like it.
Yeah, I'm confused.
You know, long hair don't care club is right. Anyway, sorry. It's Probably shouldn't joke.
He just gives him like finger guns. Well, one finger gun. He's still kind of holding his knees.
Aha.
He's done
Okay,
it.
so- All right. You win.
No.
It helps to see you like this.
There's no winning or losing then.
I guess not. But, I mean, despite what happened, I did mean it, what I said before you died. That the reason I am who I am today was because of you, especially in our youth, how you taught me to be. I'll never forget that.
I hold every moment precious to my heart.
Yeah.
Goes and kind
Me
of
too.
moves the hair behind her ear and gives her a sweet kiss on the forehead.
Yeah, she seems receptive to it, like not like grossed out by it or anything.
That's good at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's not expecting anything more than that.
Yeah.
Well, I believe you all have a reception to make. I'll always be with you. With Revan, the others. All of your loved ones will be in your hearts forever. Promise.
And I'll do my best to keep repairing things here.
I know you will. But rebuild
told-
the things that I burned down. Don't think that you had any part in it. You hold yourself accountable for the sins and atrocities that I did. Does Revan's friends, you consider yourself a friend, you don't consider yourself guilty for hers. Let us take responsibility for the choices we made.
Yeah, I'll try. I will.
Don't worry, I'll have your yeet
Thank you.
data pads if you keep on doing it.
Oh my gosh. Seriously. Yeah.
He winks over at Viri. I really like this guy. Viri just says out loud.
Ben just is like I told you.
Well, this version of him, sorry, I'm just saying. Of course, understandable.
Thank you, Sai. I didn't know I needed to hear this until you said it.
I would say I always know what's best for you, but we all know that's not true now, is it?
Yeah, that didn't age well.
It really didn't. Thank you. Look over back at Revan. Revan, are you over there crying?
Revan just scoffs as she's holding her babies. Spoiler alert, she kind of is. And rolls her eyes before she simply says, I can still kick your ass.
That is fair. You brought me into this world. You can take me out of it.
Exactly. And everyone around Yara and Jax, Joseph, and Delta Squad start laughing.
I'm the comic relief around here.
That does not surprise me at all. I love you, Sai. I always will. Thank you.
Love you too.
And it's at this point that everyone behind Revan just kind of disperses and moves. Yara makes her way over to Viri. Jax and Joseph make their way over to Mira, Delta Squad over to Sev. And each of them will have some private words with their counterparts. First, we'll start with Yara, who has a shit-eating grin on her face as she approaches you, Viri.
What?
She goes, wow.
Well, I see the grin. Happy to see you, but what's the grin about? I know that face.
Daddy's little girl.
Whatever.
She scoffs. Oh, come on. You're totally being like Dad. Seriously,
I was able
though.
to do. I was able to do something good for someone else. What I figured you and I would have done.
Yeah. I just... Did you really have to give up a hand? Like, that seems so extra.
I mean, it's worth it. Are you happy?
I am.
Are you at peace?
Yeah. I mean... I got to be reunited with my sister. I found a family. And I realized that sacrificing myself for my family, for you guys, was so worth it. Just to see you guys be able to live. To watch you guys just be happy. I would do it 1,000 times over if it meant I got to watch you guys be happy. I mean...
Yeah, you always were the punk that didn't let me save you.
No, but I saved you. Don't worry. I've got a lot of adventures planned when it's your time.
Sounds good. Probably won't be for a while. Apparently I have a whole lot of little brats to raise, I guess, around here.
Yeah, but I think they'll be just fine with you.
A lot of sugar.
Yeah. Dell's gonna kill you for that.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. Something about being around them makes me go into prank mode again.
I like it.
Thank you for being the friend that I needed. You're the one that pulled me into this adventure, and it was an adventure I didn't know I needed in my life. But always look forward to remembering this time together and knowing that I'll always have a sister. Someone looking over me.
You don't have to thank me. I should be the one thanking you. You never gave up on me.
Yeah, you should be thanking me, but that's not the point.
No, but... seriously. I've got my big brother back. And she looks over her shoulder and catches Sai's eye and just gives him a shit-eating grin before looking back to you. Sure, I can't be here with you, but I get to watch my family. It's pretty cool.
It's interesting to have family choose, not the family you're born into. Took me a while to figure that out.
Yeah, but I think we won the lottery with this family.
I did. She looks over at Ven and Sev. You got the best parents in the world.
Definitely. She pauses and she looks over towards Dell. And she gives him a soft smile before she goes. I know you couldn't walk me down the aisle, but thanks for walking me out of the room.
Yeah. Would have preferred the oil, though.
That's okay. You've got Mini-Me to walk down the aisle now.
She looks just like you.
Keep telling him to go to Mirror to fix those implants, but
The static. It's par for the course. I love it. Then she turns back to you, Viri, and she puts her hands on your shoulders and she goes, it kind of took a lot for Revan to get us here, but I just wanted to let you know that you're still my sister and I love you, and I'm really proud of what you've been doing. Like, I'm so proud of you and everything that you continue to do for others. And she will wrap Viri up in a tight hug.
gives you a hug back.
And then she just softly says, when it's your turn, I'm going to be the first one to welcome you over. And then we're never going to be separated again.
Maybe one day you and Arturus can live happy together.
I hope so. I really do.
Yeah, just don't be late, okay? I don't like waiting.
You gotta work on this patience thing, Viri. I don't know what to tell you.
I haven't gotten it now. I'm not gonna get it.
Yeah. And she just gives you a knowing look before glancing briefly to Mira.
Yeah. We'll see.
Just enjoy the moment.
It's what I do. I've learned to stop looking into the future or the past. Each day at a time.
Exactly. And she will continue to talk with you as we shift over to Sev. As the three members of Delta Squad encircle around you. All of them kind of clap your shoulders and are just kind of laughing at you.
Ah. What'd you guys find out this time?
Boss will just kind of smirk at you, but before he can say anything, Scorch, not one to miss a beat, simply says to you, where only you can hear, First, you date someone on the Senate. Now a Jedi Master. You've got expensive taste, bro.
I... yeah. You know what? Fair enough. How's the afterlife treating you guys?
You know, I mean, like, I can't shoot anything, which is really driving me fucking crazy. Scorch just kind of pouts a bit. Fixer rolls his eyes. Boss just shakes his head at the two of them. And he goes, "It's chaotic without you. Keeping everyone in line. But it's alright. It's not bad."
Well, hopefully not any day soon, but can't wait to see it.
Oh yeah. One day you'll be up here, and then you can finally deal with these two to make up for it.
Oh, I plan on it. He kind of gives a pointed look at Scorch.
Scorch just bears a shit-eating grin as he does. But Boss will kind of drape an arm around your shoulders, and he will go, "You know, never got to say something, but the boys and I had talked before our mission. So, figure, since you're starting your own family and pseudo Delta Squad, I was going to ask you to be my right-hand man. And officially take over Delta Squad when I retired. But, I kind of like this new Delta Squad you've got going. This new family."
Yeah. Actually, a lot of them reminded me of you guys.
Boss looks over at Viri and then at Scorch and just sighs. "Yeah, I can tell."
Oh no, she's you. You should see her, man. She's an excellent leader. Much like you were.
Don't tell her that. Yara says she'll need a big head.
Kind of already did.
Well, that's the ego boost you gotta deal with.
Yeah, I've been dealing with that already. But no, she's an excellent leader. She would be much better for the position than I am. But...
Nah. You got the heart. And Boss just kind of pats your chest right where your heart is. And he goes, "You've always had the heart. You were the heart of us. Now you're the heart of the Peachy Keen. That's what's really needed." And, I don't know if you know this, but you were desperately needed on that group. I don't know if that group of miscreants would have done half as well without you. Though,
Yeah.
Jax appreciates you watching over her daughter.
She's welcome. I I I'm I'm sorry you guys have to go out like that.
Part of the job description. No one wants to go out and sacrifice their lives, but we would do it again and again and again if it meant protecting the innocent.
I miss you guys.
We miss you too, brother.
And you could see Joseph just start crying.
And
Aw.
all three of Delta Squad circles around Sev and hug him. And they, too, begin crying. Meanwhile, since Rob is back, Mira, Jax, and Joseph, in their spectral forms, approach you.
Yeah, they don't have to walk very far. Mira's gone over to them.
And Joseph wraps you up in his arms very tightly, and so does Jax, who has been crying uncontrollably. Joseph doesn't really say anything at first. He just hugs you.
He was always the strong, silent type.
Yeah. But Jax kind of pulls you both down so that you guys are kneeling and are on level with her, as she's had to do previously. And she just kind of takes your face in her hands and she looks you over and she goes, "My Mira's all grown up."
Mm-hmm. Wish I could have been here. There's a lot of things I would have loved to share with you all.
I know, honey. But that's the way it works. But we weren't really gone. We were always with you, watching over you. And I'm happy that you stayed with this family. I know it got tempting to leave for a little bit there. But I'm proud of you for staying strong. I'm proud of you for continuing to be the loving, caring girl that you are. Willing to help people instead of hurt them, even if they've hurt you. That takes a lot of strength and bravery. And I'm happy you got reunited with your birth mother. I always worried if you would be able to. Because I'm just a pseudo mom. I couldn't replace the real thing.
No, I think that you could. And you did a fantastic job at it.
Well, I did what I could. Didn't think I'd enjoy being a mom so much, but I liked it.
You were always there whenever I needed you most. And the only reason why I got through so much was because, well, I remembered everything that you taught me.
I'm glad. I really, truly am. You have definitely grown up. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
Of course.
Well,
Though,
not just for that. For everything. For taking in an orphan girl. Just didn't know anything really about the world and helping me grow.
of course. I'm glad to have had you in my life. And to have had you as my daughter.
Always.
I do regret one thing, though. I really wish I could have been there to see you properly put the governor in his place. And you hear Joseph scoff as he'd been listening silently. And he just simply goes, my regret is I wasn't there to deck him in his ugly face.
I think some of my friends took care of that part for you.
Yeah, but it would have felt really good to deck him. Then he pauses a moment as he just kind of looks at you and he goes, I'm proud of you, kid. I know you hurt a while, but you did good.
I made it through. Without everything that you taught me. I did make some improvements to Hawk and Dove.
I saw. I wouldn't have thought of any of that, but that's why you're better than me.
I want to never say better.
Nah, but I sure as hell will. I miss you, kid.
Yes, you do.
And Joseph gently kisses your forehead and pulls you into a tight hug with Jax. And
Yeah,
just...
mark one on the cry tally for me.
Oh.
Meanwhile, as that's occurring, Revan, with her babies in tow, approaches Dell at this point. As she just kind of sets her kids down, who are just kind of clinging to her leg, just absolutely thrilled to see their mother again.
You know who we're missing? Karth.
I know. Everyone forgets about Karth. It's okay.
Don't worry, I even forget about myself, says Karth. I'm just joking. I do exist when she does this, don't I?
I am alive. Revan approaches you, Del, and as she sets the kids down, she reaches up and she just kind of cups your cheek in her hand, and she smiles up at you. She goes, "Well, look at you. Living to be an old man. Didn't think you could do it."
I didn't think I would either. I thought you'd beat me to it.
I should have, but that's one race I wasn't destined to win. I'm proud of you, Del. Of everything you've done. Everything you continue to do. What you do for my kids. I'm really proud of you.
Oh. You know, you were always the best teacher.
I don't know about the best, but I'll take it.
I miss you.
I miss you too, big guy.
He sort of looks at the kids. They're just like you, you know. Adventurous, outgoing. Always have that fire to explore and help people. Makes me tear up seeing them hurt.
Oh, I know. I've been watching.
I haven't told the others yet, but I ain't got long left, Evan.
Oh, I know. But don't worry. I'll be there when you're ready.
I always thought I'd go out, kicking, screaming, punching and shooting, but cancer. Yeah, didn't see that one coming.
Well, the way we think that we're gonna go out and the way that our lights are turned off are often two very different things.
I just hope that I've done enough. And I couldn't ask for a better family to take over when I'm gone.
You do have quite the family here. Well, we have quite the family here.
Yeah. I'm all out of words. We've got to stop meeting like this.
I promise. Only one more time.
Am I doing good?
You're always
Your
doing good.
eyes.
Of course. Don't worry. We're just fine.
Right. It's good to hear. I'm gonna miss him. You know? When it takes me,
Oh, I know.
I'm gonna miss him.
Trust me. I miss all of you too. Very, very much so. But you just have to hope you can leave something behind for them. My
Hopefully
legacy.
Legion.
Don't you worry about Legion. He will take very good care of our family.
I love you, Raven. I could not have asked better mother figure to be in my life. Better friend. Better soldier. Be in my life.
I love you too, Dell. I've never been more proud to have a brother than I am right now. And she will lift herself up and kiss your forehead. Before she kneels down, kisses her children goodbye, and rises. She gestures to Delta Squad, Sai, Yara, Jackson, Joseph, and begrudgingly they all part from you. And
As Delta Squad's looking away, Viri just kind of slowly moves her robe so that they can see the mask hanging there, and she gives a salute.
all three of them, without pause, turn and salute you.
I joined them.
And as the salute ends, Boss calls out to you, Viri, and he says, "Take good care of our Sev."
I try.
Meanwhile, Scorch is looking at Sev and then kind of idly, like, points and tries to subtly gesture towards Ven before Fixer claps him upside the head. And as they're all kind of gathering up, you watch as Joseph walks over to Sai and pauses him. He goes,
Oh, yeah, I was just about to say goodbye. What's up?
"I owe you something." And you just watch as he just decks Sai.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ooh.
I deserve that. No, you're right. Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Now we're even, Sai.
Yep. Totally.
And he will hold his hand out to shake Sai's hand.
Why does that still sting in the afterlife? Sure.
Thing in the after.
I'll shake his hand. Little swollen lip starting to appear.
Who knew you could feel pain as a ghost?
I know, right?
I mean, I just found out.
It does seem like a very Joseph thing to do. What just happened?
Totally. He deserved it.
Uh-huh.
But as the spectral images move back before the statue, they all seem to kind of fall in line with what the statue shows. As you all take a moment to look at the loved ones that you've lost, and
Can I just do one last thing? Sorry.
yeah,
One last thing is Sai kind of just walking up. He'll take out the wedding ring that he has and places it in her hands. Says, "I think you have something of mine." And he points to her saber.
Do you want it?
Maybe as a
I'll take
symbol
it
of,
out.
maybe as a symbol of letting go.
Like looks at it, like holding it in her hands for a minute.
Just takes it apart with the force and takes the one piece that was his. I'll always be with you. Live your life. And I'll walk over to the rest of the group.
And as you all are observing your loved ones for the last time, a gentle wind kicks up around you all, and the images before you start to fade as they all move to stand in positions mimicking the statues. First, you watch as Delta Squad forms, and then they fade away. You watch as Jax and Joseph take their positions and fade away. Then Yara, then Sai, till all that's left before you is Revan. As she looks at you all, smiling, and she says, "This is the last time till you all come to join me. But take care of each other. And know that I love you." And another...
Thank you, Sky.
Thanks, Revan.
Revan just kind of puts her hands over her chest for a moment, visibly touched, before her fingers go up to her lips, and she blows you all a kiss. And at that point, the wind picks up, and she's gone. You all suddenly become very aware that the rest of the celebrations have occurred, but your group seems to have been untouched. Anyone who looks will notice Liara has kind of been watching you all and gives a gentle smile before she kind of vaguely gestures for you all to go off and have a few moments to yourselves.
I always been like sitting with Siorn and Iris that whole time.
That's good. Goodbye.
He had his goodbye. It was sweet.
Yeah, he had his goodbye on the ship, so he's like, I don't really need to be here right now while they're chatting with them.
This seems nice though.
Right? But
There's a Jedi that runs up with like shoulder length blonde hair and brown robes and just goes, "Did I miss anything?" I'm like, huh, Val, you missed everything, girl. And just puts her arms in hers. It's fine. I'll tell you about it later.
But I love it. Wouldn't expect anything less. But
Let's not talk about it right now.
right.
Oh, boy.
Bring it up later.
As you all just kind of take a few moments to gaze at the statue of your loved ones, and you all kind of turn away from it, ready to take on the next adventures. As you move on into your lives, with that,
Can I do something?
absolutely.
Before you, like, wrap up the entire campaign. Okay. So I think as the thing, like, this ceremony's like wrapping up, and Ven is just sort of like looking at where they disappeared. She finally like looks like she's made up her mind about something, and she puts her lightsaber with this like missing piece like back on her belt, and she just sort of like walks up to Sev and is just like, she kind of motions her head like, "I need to talk to you." Away.
Away from all of this.
Away from this crowd. Let's ditch.
Val, come on, we're going. It's happening. It's happening. It's happening.
there's like a bug on Ben somehow. She somehow got it on her. But no, so yeah, sure, let's go.
I think it would probably just be like getting away even to just some like corner or something that's just there's no
Yeah.
people. And she looks at him and says, "Do you remember 4 years ago when you said that you'd take any risk for me? Do
I did.
anything for me?"
I did. I do.
Can you amend that slightly?
What do you mean?
I want you to promise me that you won't take any risk for me, but you'll hold compassion for others, the right thing to do. You'll hold that above me, no matter what the cost.
No repeat sigh.
Mhm.
Okay, I promise.
And I'll promise the same of you.
So is does this mean what I'm thinking it means?
She smiles slightly and she says, "I think I've grown to love you as well. I just haven't wanted to take the steps. But I'm willing, if you still are."
Yeah. Well, he will pull Ven in closer, and he will say, "Of course I am." And he will kiss Ven.
Yeah.
And
He's
that
moving.
is the perfect time to close. And so, the story of the
There's
Peachy...
blaster fire in the distance celebration.
Right?
But yeah.
Some dude loses an arm in the crossfire.
Right.
Yes, had to be there.
Same guy. Oh, damn it, not again.
It's the same guy that lost his the first time.
Not again!
Guys, I can't believe 2 years is done.
That's okay.
The
I
hell?
have a closing blurb. And then
Oh boy!
we will end it. And so, the story of the Peachy Keen has come to an end. Their sacrifices have been honored for many years to come, and their children and children's children will always know that they come from true heroes of the galaxy. Peace is often fleeting in the galaxy, but for now, it is there, and the galaxy will revel in it and celebrate the heroes who granted it to them. For there is a lesson to be learned here. Heroes often come from those who are very unassuming, but there is nothing more formidable nor stronger than selfless acts of sacrifice, a sense of family, and above all, love.
Yeah, you say it.
That
Bark in the background.
that is flawless. I love it. And so
That was beautiful timing.
officially, thank you all for watching. I appreciate you guys following for these last 2 years. Thank you from the bottom of my heart to my wonderful players of 2 years for a wonderful campaign. Thank you for following this crazy crew on their adventures. And so ends the story of the Peachy Keen.